I'm Mel Usher.
Make RAA-approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
A Snowtown killer granted parole could have the ruling challenged. Yesterday, the parole board rubber-stamped the release of James Vlasakis. The now 45-year-old has served 26 years in jail for his role in 4 of the 11 Snowtown murders. The Attorney-General, Police Commissioner and Commissioner for Victims' Rights have 60 days to lodge an appeal. The number of motorbike licence holders in SA has dropped, yet the number of serious motorbike crashes on our roads has spiked. SA crash data shows fatal and serious motorbike crashes have increased by 58% between 2019 and 2023. Charles Mountain from the RAA says it also highlights an alarming 1 in 10 motorcyclists involved in fatal crashes did not hold a valid motorbike licence.
This is a really key part, because it's essential that people who choose to ride motorcycles have the appropriate training from the beginning to ensure that they can handle the bike safely under all conditions and ride to a style that ensures their own safety and that of other road users as well.
The Clintons have been subpoenaed in the Jeffrey Epstein probe, the US House Oversight Committee seeking depositions with former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton relating to the sex trafficking investigation into Epstein. The depositions are set down for October. The final report into the Titan submersible disaster has found the loss of life was preventable and multiple factors led to the implosion. The 335-page document is damning when it comes to boss, OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, who also perished in the 2023 tragedy. The report, confirming a loss of structural integrity, led to the instantaneous death of all 5 people on board as they were travelling to the wreck of the Titanic. Former VP of Titanic Inc, Dick Barton, says there were critically flawed safety practices and the material the sub was made of was never going to withstand these kinds of dives.
Titanium spheres are used by both the French and the Russians and other submersibles around the world and have been used for years. Carbon fibre is a clue. If it's a fibre, as long as the fibre is broken, it cannot be refixed. Sadly, that was probably the point of the demise, plus trying to bond 2 different types of materials, titanium and carbon fibre.
Israel's Prime Minister has held a security meeting with his closest military aides as he reportedly considers a total occupation of the Gaza Strip. Europe correspondent Edward Godfrey has more.
A meeting in Israel today lasted 3 hours and included Benjamin Netanyahu, his defence minister and a small number of other senior officials. It's been reported in Israel that Mr Netanyahu now wants to occupy all of Gaza in expanded operations. It comes after the latest round of ceasefire talks in Doha broke down, which includes attempts to bring the remaining 20 living hostages home and the deceased hostages. Mr Netanyahu is expected to present a plan to full cabinet on Thursday local time, hoping for its approval. It comes amid massive international pressure for more to be done to get food and aid into Gaza. The death toll from the conflict, according to Hamas, has now passed 61,000.
Ozzy Osbourne's death certificate has been released. The 76-year-old singer died from cardiac arrest, with coronary artery disease also listed. We already knew the rocker had Parkinson's. Meantime, the mass of floral tributes left by fans for Ozzy in his hometown of Birmingham have now been collected. They'll be mulched and put on his grave. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
And it's good morning to Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Mel. Let's start with football. Port Adelaide fans will have a chance to bid farewell to legend Travis Boak with 2 more home games before he hangs up the boots. Boak announced yesterday he'll retire at season's end, meaning he can add another 3 home games to his current tally of 384. Well, James Hird has ruled himself out as a candidate to replace sacked Melbourne senior coach Simon Goodwin. The ex-Essendon coach is among the names being floated in the 24 hours since the job became vacant. He's told Nine's Footy Classified the position doesn't interest him.
No, I think I've said previously, and I've been flattered that someone would think about it, but no, that's not something I would... No.
And the Brisbane Lions will be without 2-time Brownlow medalist Lachie Neale for the rest of the home and away season because of a quad injury. Let's get to tennis. Alex de Minaur will take on American Ben Shelton later this morning. That's in the Canadian Open quarterfinals. Fellow Aussie Alexei Popyrin lost to Alexander Zverev in the last 8, going down in a tight 3-setter. To basketball Boomers star Jack McVeigh has signed a 2-year deal worth more than $2 million with NBL battlers the Cairns Taipans. And the world's best surfers are preparing for the final stop of the regular season on the Championship Tour. Aussie Molly Picklum is the women's rankings leader heading into the Tahiti Pro. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast, showers easing today, 15, partly cloudy tomorrow, 15. The same on Friday, partly cloudy and 16 on Saturday. Right now, it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Kids don't want to wait. The sooner, the better. Every moment is a chance to learn and grow. And they're right, it is. The first few years of a child's development play a hugely important part in their future, in learning and in life. That's why the state government is rolling out 3-year-old preschool from 2026. Because the sooner they start, the further they can go. Learn more at flyingstart.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the Lynn Andrews team have made it easy for landlords to manage residential and commercial property. From single homes to multiple commercial holdings, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge. How to do it safely and properly, matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Whatever you cook, from a toasty to a 3-course meal.
Whatever you bake, from a sponge cake to a sourdough.
Whoever you entertain, shop at the new Kitchen Warehouse store on Paynham Road, which is open now.
This is so exciting. You can shop all the big brands like Le Creuset, how good's Le Creuset, KitchenAid. They make those killer mix masters, Magimix, Scanpan, and, of course, Smeg.
And plus, they're the friendliest team in town too, who are always happy to help you out.
Kitchen Warehouse. You'll see me there, that's for sure. Now open on Paynham Road, or check out what they've got at kitchenwarehouse.com.au.
It's showtime at Wayville Hyundai, and we want to show you how good servicing your car can be. Want free parking for the Royal Show? Get your car serviced at Wayville Hyundai. Roll up, because there's even more with a $25 food and drink coupon and a free car wash and vacuum. Plus, you can service your car now and pay later with Afterpay. Showtime bookings are now open. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
So it was late when we pulled into the driveway. Headlights swept across our house. The front door, wide open. My mum's rings were gone, our laptops, the kids' gaming console. But the biggest thing they stole was our sense of safe. That's why we called Camtech Home Security. Camtech built a security system with smart cameras and real-time monitoring. We never got our stuff back, but thanks to Camtech, we got our sense of safe back. Visit camtech.net.au.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
6:09, good morning to you and welcome to Wednesday on 5AA Breakfast, day 3 of the Undy Drive. Who knows what's in store this morning? I can tell you a couple of the news items that are things that we will be talking about. Sean Fuster put it best this morning. It's possibly and in fact likely the case that a serial killer has never been let out on parole. Well, congratulations, South Australia. We may have a first. James Philossakis' parole application was upheld, was accepted yesterday. There is 60 days for the government to appeal. We'll be chatting with the Attorney-General and trying to get a sense of whether that is on the agenda or not after 7 o'clock today. So that's a big story. Sean Fuster will join us too. We'll go around the courts with Sean. David Koch on the show. Travis Boak, where does he fit in the all-time on the totem pole of Port Adelaide greatness? He's pretty close to the top. Announced his retirement yesterday. We'll talk to Koshi about Boakey sailing off into the sunset, and then a little bit later in the morning, I can tell you some feverish work, David Penberthy, has been done behind the scenes to put together your band with the SA Police Band, which of course you're the front man. Graham Corns is the lead guitarist. You've got the police band behind you with the bulk there. And we want you to continue with your suggestions, folks. 82230000. Text us on 0480081395. We continue to get listeners' ideas that come in, and each seems better than the last. And I know a lot of work is being done to try and make some of that possible. So keep your suggestions coming through because you just never know who might get in the band. David, good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, listeners. There's no front man in this band. This band is an ensemble. It's like saying, who's the lead singer of the Beatles? You know, there is no lead singer.
Yeah,
there's going to be a whole bunch of us up
George
there.
knew it wasn't him.
Well, yeah, it wasn't George. George could sing, though. George is a wonderful singer.
Yeah.
They even gave Ringo the odd opportunity. Such hits as Octopus's Garden.
That's right.
Some really, really exciting news about the band today. Someone who, I've heard rumours. Let's just say I'll leave it at that. I've heard rumours that someone who, unlike me, is possessed of genuine musical talent might be getting involved. Now, the more the merrier.
Yes.
I say.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we've had confirmation yet about Grant Stevens being involved.
What do you think? Has he got cold feet?
Well, no.
Or a cold triangle?
He said he's played the triangle before.
Wow.
Hopefully that is an indication.
I think that's it. That's like when your mates are looking for someone to fill in on a social sports team, and they say, and you go, I played a bit in the past. You want to play at that point.
Find out they played 280 games in the NFL or something like that.
Yeah, that's a sign that you want in.
He's a triangular veteran.
He is.
That's for sure.
A triangularist.
You've suffered a fair bit already, Will.
More on the way if we get more. I'm not sure how much we need or where we're at, but we're a few thousand away from, I don't know, what am I doing? So I'm starting in the basement, dressing up like a fireman.
Yeah.
Scaling to the roof of the building here. And then I'm going up one of those cherry picker things they've got.
How do you go with heights?
We're about to find out, aren't we?
This could be fun. World's first on-air anxiety attack.
Well, I might have had a heart attack by the time we get to the top of the building. It might be a full-fledged rescue by the time we get to that point.
Remember that day, was it last year or the year before, when the power was out here, the lifts weren't working?
That's right.
And we came in, and I came in, as usual, just in the nick of time, only to find that I had to literally run up 5 flights of stairs.
It's not fun, is it?
Kicking the morning off with a live read at 6:05 a.m., having done more cardio in the previous 7 minutes than I'd done in the previous 7 months. But this Vlasakis business, my God, the more I think about it, and to your point, well, we are a state of firsts. Within Australia, female suffrage.
Yes.
Homosexual law reform, native title, al fresco dining, and letting out people who've taken part in gang murders and left them for dead in barrels full of acid. When you actually think about it, I actually think it's intellectually preposterous to be having a conversation about whether this is the right or the wrong thing to do.
Well, it's a very you phrase it like that, because when we spoke to Jeremy Pudney yesterday, one of the initial reporters who's written a book about it, I said to him, I know intellectually you knew this day might come, but it feels surreal, trying to play on the fact that as a court reporter, he knows enough about the process to know this was a possibility, but as a human being, does it just feel fundamentally wrong? And it feels completely wrong.
The law needs a phrase in Latin which translates as "you're effing kidding, aren't you?" Where the moment someone says, and look, we're just going through the list of people who might be coming up for parole. James Vlasakis, one of the Snowtown killers. At that point, everyone in the law goes, nulli qui vongole WTF, however you say that in Latin. What idiot's proposing this? That should be the Latin phrase. Qui idiota proponum estum. That would be something. Is qui idiota proponum estum? What idiot's proposing this? That's the Latin phrase we're after. Because I just think it's absurd. And, the other thing, I received an email years ago and I lost it. And, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. And to this day, I wish I'd replied to the person. And the email address that I had no longer works, but it was from a young woman who's now probably an older woman like me, older man, that is. I haven't transitioned overnight, folks, rest assured. But anyway, she told me this story. She worked with one of the Snowtown victims at Harris Scarves in the basement.
Oh.
And she just said, because I'd written a piece about the Snowtown movie.
Yeah.
I'd interviewed the director, Jason Kurtzel. And she said, I'm not really getting in contact with you for any other reason than to say, he just struck me as a really nice person. And we worked together in it was the camping area downstairs, with rucksacks and bags. And she worked with him part-time, and she said he was pretty quiet, but he was kind of funny when you get to know him in a nice way. He had a good sense of humour. He was applying himself really hard at his job, and then he just sort of vanished. And I thought, I wonder whatever happened to him. And then I was reading the paper, and I went, wow, he's one of the people that the Snowtown Killer's got. And I just thought, these people have become ciphers or faceless nothings. The victims, they're in the barrel.
Yeah, they're totally irrelevant, aren't they?
Yeah.
They need to talk
and a lot
about.
of them are dismissed as total weirdos. There's a cross-dresser. There's someone who's the stepbrother of the stepmum of the whoever. People being killed by their own half-brothers or whatever. It's almost like this world is so distant that it's been dehumanised. And that email about this boy in Harris scarves with his job, I thought, well, that's actually the first time I've actually thought of one of these people as a human being. And that's what this whole parole process is an insult to.
Completely.
It's all about Jamie.
It also, and we'll take a break in a moment, get to some news headlines. I'm going to think about it every single time we try to valiantly, and our listeners valiantly push back against a system that sees the vast majority of petty crime happen committed by people who have previously committed the crime, sometimes as recently as a week ago. And I'm going to forever think, why argue against that in the jurisdiction that allows serial killers out? Like how
Are you thinking about the woman who drank the entire cask of wine last week and drove into the cops and didn't do any jail time?
Yep.
Yeah. I saved that story.
But I kind of feel
wow,
like now,
that's amazing.
Why argue about that? Because we are in the place where serial killers get a second chance.
Yeah.
Like, what chance do we have of mounting an argument that this is, which we have done for, like, I feel like it's official defeat. This is the goal that has Rex Hunt and the fat lady singing. Like, the argument that, we shouldn't be so kind on these people committing petty crime. We're letting out a serial killer.
Yeah.
That's how we do crime here in South Australia.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's ridiculous. 17 after 7, news headlines now.
Is your outdoor area living up to its potential? If not, speak to Luba House and transform your outdoor area with an opening and closing roof that's ready for next summer. An SA family-owned business, Luba House do everything. Planning, design, council approvals, local manufacturing and installation, so you'll have peace of mind it's done right. Don't wait any longer. Find out more with a free design, measure and quote. Bring your outdoor area to life with Luva House. luvahouse.com.au.
G'day, it's Ben from BJ Energy. Lately I've had a lot of people asking about the federal battery rebate, what it is, how it works and whether they're eligible. At BJ Energy, we've done the homework. Our job is to help you make the most of the rebate while it's still around. So if you're thinking about solar or a home battery, or just have any questions about the federal battery rebate, it's easy to get in touch with us. No sales pitch, just straight answers. Visit bjenergy.com.au. That's bjenergy.com.au.
Now, why would you buy a ticket in the Hospital Research Home Lottery?
Well, because the $4.6 million grand prize in Walkerville is next level. It's fully furnished, it's professionally decorated, and a landscaped masterpiece.
And because the home has 4 bedrooms, enormous living and entertaining areas, what about this? An 8-metre heated swimming pool, and it's all single story. You and your family could enjoy all of it mortgage-free.
You could also win luxury cars, worldwide holidays, and $500,000 in cash.
And of course, because your ticket funds life-changing medical research to find cures and improve care for all South Aussies like you, don't miss this one. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au.
Set sail in style with Azamara Cruises and Phil Hoffman Travel. Explore the stunning coastlines of Spain and Italy, uncover the wonders of Japan, or discover the hidden gems of Australasia, all in immersive destination-rich journeys. Enjoy always included dining, beverages, as amazing evenings, unlimited laundry and more. Book now and receive up to $750 onboard credit per stateroom. Offer ends September 30. Contact Phil Hoffman Travel or visit pht.com.au today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Willington. Understaffing in our hospitals is harming you and me. We urgently need a workforce plan to identify the right number of doctors for each of our hospitals and health services. And we need fair wages and conditions to attract and keep doctors so you can access care when you need it. Help make our health system safer for you and safer for me. Visit safermedicalstaffing.com.au. Authorised by Dr. Laura Willington, President, South Australian Salaried Medical Officers Association, Adelaide.
Our place is your place at the Albion Hotel. A big birthday? Catch up with friends? A casual get-together with good company? Or maybe you're planning something bigger, a special function, a milestone celebration, or a corporate gathering. Whatever the reason, celebrate it at the Albion. And for freebies, cheeky deals, and insider perks, download the Albion Hotel loyalty app. It's happy hour all day, every day. The Albion Hotel. Your local, your people, your place.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
21 minutes after 6, looking for members of David's police band. He's in it. We think the police commissioner's in it. Graham Corns is the lead guitarist in it. David Alberton is on the line. Dave, who else should be in the band?
Well, good morning, guys. You're familiar with the Saturday Night Live group, the team in the US there, and probably familiar with the Will Ferrell skit where Christopher Walken has a desire for more cowbell. Are you familiar with that skit? Well, we've got one problem solver here in the state who manages to identify a problem and fix a problem. Premier Malinauskas, we need more cowbell.
Get the Premier on the cowbell. I like that.
Oh, yes. The Bruce Dickinson.
What's the song? Blue Oyster.
Blue Oyster Cult. Don't fear the Reaper.
Don't fear the Reaper.
That is a great idea,
That is a brilliant idea, Dave. Keep them coming in, 0480 1395. We continue to get texts from people with suggestions as well. Some of them I think won't be able to happen. Some would be. Fitzy got a nomination from a listener.
Fitzy could get
Stephen Rowe.
Fitzy would
got
be great
a few Rowe nominations.
Other musical talent, given he's part-time radio broadcaster, full-time football legend, but also part-time impresario as the operator of Nice Day to Go to the Club.
Yes.
You get all sorts of musos lined up.
The Premier we just heard from Dave. I love this one that's just come through. The saxophonist who plays at Crows games.
Oh, that is a great idea.
How good's that as an idea? Outside the box idea. Don't know what his availability's like. No game on Friday morning.
You know the Crows haven't lost since
undefeated
since he played.
Yeah, that's a good omen for the police band.
He didn't play at the Geelong game.
Because it was a gather-round game.
Yeah, and the AFL controlled it, yeah.
Thank you to Danielle Scott, who's donated $300, in fact. Cracking start of the morning. 5AAAndydrive.com.au is the place to go. We're doing it all, of course, for Catherine House and Hutt Street Centre, and we went and paid them a visit just last week and got to meet some of the wonderful people that make these organisations tick, like Therese, who is a caseworker at Catherine House. The Undy Drive is all about raising as much money as we possibly can for a wonderful charity like Catherine House. But one of the things we like to do over the course of the week is meet the people that provide the service. And one of those who's with us right now is Therese. Therese, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you going?
Yeah, well, what drew you to Catherine House, and how long have you been involved?
I've been here not quite 12 months. So I previously worked at different homelessness services, worked within the alliances and been moved around, and just love working in the industry, love helping people out and love providing service.
How's Catherine House different from those other places you've worked before?
I suppose it's probably the first time I've worked in a residential type setting. I work in the emergency accommodation service here. We see a lot of women come in that, have nowhere else to go. This is their home. We try and provide them, a dignified service, try and show respect to these women, where they're all going through a really difficult time.
What do you reckon the biggest misconception is that people externally would have about the kind of women that present to a charity like Catherine House?
Obviously, everyone has that idea that, the homeless people, what the homeless people look like. And, we all have to be honest that we're all only a couple of pays away from being homeless at the moment with the housing crisis that's been going on. Things have changed. The homelessness sector has changed completely. And, anyone could be homeless at any time.
It's a good point. It must be remarkably rewarding to take someone from that point of being of total desperation and then housing them for a period and then potentially seeing them move on.
It is, but I think it's more rewarding to see them and the joy for them that they've made it through to that point. I mean, obviously we're just, providing the service. It's up to the people, it's up to the person, the women that we work with to actually get themselves there. I think we're just providing them those steps, and the women that are here, they want that. I mean, we all want to live a dignified, loyal life, and I think that we should be, trying to provide that to them.
Well, you do, and you do a wonderful job, Trace. Thanks for joining us on 5AA Breakfast.
Thanks so much.
Love those visits. You're going to hear more from them. We're in the kitchen at Hutt Street Centre. We're meeting people that work out the front at Catherine House, people that work behind the scenes there.
Yeah.
We met clients, people that can't and don't want to be identified because of the sensitivity of their personal situation, but they wanted to still somehow find a way to talk about what these organisations meant for their life.
Yeah.
So you're going to hear more about that over the course of the next 3 days of the Undy Drive as we build up to Friday, because we want your donations. Thank you to Lee, who's just chipped in $100, 5AA-undydrive.com.au. What we do need, David, is some big corporates to come on board.
Yeah. We're still waiting for Sanjeev Gupta to call.
We've promised the slate is clean.
I mean, it seems like the least you can do, Sanjeev, if you're listening, given that the state and federal governments combined have contributed $2.3 billion to
give a little back.
Steelworks.
Kick in $5,000 in Undy Drive.
I mean, we're not saying you need to match that amount.
No.
Imagine if you did.
That would change the game for Catherine House and Hutt Street.
That would probably fix the homelessness crisis. Although the sad thing is you can't fix it with money, I don't think.
No.
Because so many of the drivers of it are, as we know from, particularly the case of Catherine House, just shocking behaviour on the part of perpetrators, clearly. That's what I'm referring to there.
Yes.
Male perpetrators of violence. But yeah, Sanjeev, just even if you gave us 10% of that amount.
It all would be forgotten. All forgiven. Team Sanjeev we'd become.
That's right.
It's 10
we'll
degrees.
Do what Port used to do. We'll wear branded GFG clothing on air.
We'll be 5 double GFG.
That's right.
10 degrees outside in the city at the moment. Top of 15 today. 1 to 6 mils of rain on the way, so it might be a little bit wet out there. Tomorrow 15 and dry. Cool but dry. So too for Friday. Exactly the same forecast, really. Saturday 16. Sunday 19, warming up for what should be a pleasant weekend. 20 on Monday and 16 on Tuesday. Oh my goodness, what's happening here? Tom Red's in the studio and he's got a wig on.
Well, I've always wanted a bit of hair, to be honest, and to not have to take the hair pills. But yeah,
you got good hair, haven't you, Tom?
It's okay. It's thinning.
Really?
You with the Dolly Parton on gives you a real sort of 80s rocker vibe. There's a bit of early John Farnham about that.
Yes. Well, speaking of which, I think I'm going to be playing in the band.
Yes.
Tommy Rand.
Tom Rand.
Oh,
step up.
So I think, I'm not sure.
That is awesome, mate. Can you sing?
Well, we've done karaoke before, I think, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
You guys have. I swear I've seen that.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe it was in
a
fever
remember that night
dream.
we went and Will was there, but then the power went out. We all had to leave.
That's right. That was early doors, wasn't it?
I reckon Will unplugged it.
Yeah,
I think we did that song. What's the hill? It's the one.
Running up the hill, Kate Bush.
Kate Bush, no, the other one that Kate Bush does.
Wuthering Heights.
Oh, Wuthering Heights,
We
yeah.
did Wuthering Heights.
Out on the wily, windy moors.
Did we do that?
You had a temper like my jealousy.
I've got Rennie. Now, nothing happens in the Undy Drive for free.
Yes.
We're clear about this. If you want Rennie to be in the band, and you do have musical talent, Tom Wren.
Well, I can play the trumpet, potentially.
Yep, and you can sing. 8223-0000 for more suggestions. But anyone you suggest, you need to donate to get it to happen. So let's get some donations coming in before 6:30 to confirm that T. Wren will be in the police band come Friday morning.
Wearing that wig.
You did such a great job yesterday, Will, that we're going to keep it going. We're going to ride that momentum through. So we're going to do it and keep it going for Friday with the band. But let's talk a little bit of football for a moment. Travis Boak, what a career, 384 games. Hopefully he'll get another 3. He spoke about what he's going to miss the most once he hangs up the boots officially. Let's have a bit of a listen to what he had to say with regards to all of that.
I think the memories that you create through the hard times, the good times, coming in the rooms after the wins and losses and sharing those moments with your teammates, they create the bonds and the friendships that you'll treasure forever.
7th on the all-time list, 387 games. Great career. I mean, he missed out clearly on the premiership, but at a time when the club was on its knees, I remember vividly, he was courted by Geelong, to go back home, stuck with them.
This is going to sound overly romantic and perhaps stupid to a lot of footy fans. He didn't get the premiership, but I think his contribution to the club is actually greater than what a premiership in isolation would have been. Him at that moment choosing to stay, that felt like an existential crisis.
It was huge, wasn't it?
So he was captain straight after Kasisi.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And that was when they had the tarps and, it was
That's
the
right.
Rimus.
Oh, the people writing there were columns in the paper about they're going to have to move.
Yep. It was
when they got done by GWS. Was that like GWS's second win or something?
Yeah, it was almost the beginning of the end.
And
for
that was
Matty
the coach
Primus,
killer for
wasn't
Primus,
it? Yep.
that game.
Yeah, like he being the guy going, I'm the one. I might be the one commodity that anyone wants at this club.
Yeah,
and I've got strong pull to go, but I'm going to stay. Him committing, that's a contribution to that footy club that I reckon is greater than a premiership.
He should be remembered too for all the amazing charity work that he did for cancer, kids with cancer. Because he lost his own father really young,
he
didn't he?
did, just before he was drafted. He lost him, yeah. So
through cancer.
And so that was one of the other reasons, that he was being sort of pulled to come home. But he stayed. So Port fans will have two opportunities to see him at Adelaide Oval and play a final game, if you like, this week and then against Gold Coast in the final week. Big week big day of football. Simon Goodwin out, early contenders. Nathan Buckley and perhaps John Longmire are the early contenders to be the Melbourne coach for next season.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
So cold.
Oh, yes. Feels like 3 a.m. at Lassing.
Someone
just a
give
couple
me
of years ago.
I might get another Bacardi Breezer.
Big, please.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers easing in 15 today with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
For the best price, quality and same-day service, trust Complete Windscreens. RAA approved, Main North Road, Prospect.
A new mobile phone ban will be introduced in SA aimed at protecting young children. The use of personal devices in early years services will be off limits. All childcare and preschool services will be required to implement a policy and procedure by the end of September. The Attorney-General, the Police Commissioner and Commissioner for Victims' Rights have 60 days to lodge an appeal after James Vlasakis was granted parole. The parole board okaying the Snowtown killer's release yesterday. He has served 26 years for his role in 4 of the 11 murders. The RAA has issued a warning to road users, but in particular motorbike riders, on the back of new crash data. Fatal and serious motorbike crashes have increased by 58% between 2019 and 2023, while 1 in 10 motorcyclists involved in fatal crashes during that time did not hold a valid motorcycle licence. Charles Mountain from the RAA says the data shows running off the road crashes are the most common.
Part of that comes down to skill, experience, reading the road and the weather conditions as well, and understanding how your bike behaves under these conditions. So ensuring you have the appropriate licence and the level of experience in handling your bike under a variety of conditions.
The Productivity Commission is urging governments to harness artificial intelligence to spark growth, even if it costs jobs. An interim report finding AI will add more than $116 billion to economic activity in the next decade. Commissioner Julie Abramson says we're already utilising the tech, so it's worth using it to our advantage.
Making sure that we can have the benefits of AI as it's introduced into the workplace, and also ensure that we have the right frameworks in place by concentrating on what the potential harms might be.
Australia's Race Discrimination Commission is pushing for a national approach to address racism, including anti-Semitism. Michael Packey has the story.
Race Discrimination Commissioner Giridharan Sivaraman has acknowledged the work being undertaken by the Special Envoys into anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Concerns have been raised about the prevalence of racism at universities. Mr Sivaraman will use a speech at the National Press Club to push for changes to the Racial Discrimination Act. He believes it should include a positive duty clause, meaning employers and service providers would be legally obliged to take active steps to clamp down on racism on their premises.
Bill and Hillary Clinton have been subpoenaed as part of the expanding investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. The former US President and former Secretary of State will have to appear before US Congress. And Francis Ford Coppola has been hospitalised in Italy, the 85-year-old director undergoing a procedure with a heart doctor. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Sacked Melbourne coach Simon Goodwin is being linked with a move to Sydney or GWS. Goodwin's wife is based in Sydney, working in a senior role for a wealth management fund. Still on football, Marcus Bontempelli feels being on the edge of a top 8 spot could actually work in the Western Bulldogs' favour should they qualify for finals. The skipper telling Fox Footy his side will be a dangerous proposition in September if they can fix their defensive issues in the coming weeks.
That maybe makes it an easier thing to sort of play through the next 3 weeks because you've got a really clear focus on what you can work on. It might be a bit challenging if you were, as much as I'd rather be up there, higher up the order and you've got a pretty sound understanding of your game and then you're sort of trying to hang on a little bit, whereas it does feel like for us we are still chasing.
And Geelong coach Chris Scott thinks AFL clubs should avoid publicising their interest in recruiting rival players. It comes after Collingwood coach Craig McRae revealed last week he'd met with Carlton's Jack Silvani. Well, netball is gaining momentum in its push to include the sport in the Brisbane 2032 Olympic Games. More than 15,000 people have signed a petition to include the code in the home sporting spectacle. And the Adelaide Lightning have announced the signing of a second import for the upcoming season, with guard Serena Sundell set to join the team. The 21-year-old will help bolster the side ahead of the season, which begins in October. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast, 15 today with showers easing, partly cloudy tomorrow 15, Friday partly cloudy 15, much the same again on Saturday and 16. Right now it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes to 7. Police and weather coming up very shortly. The Undy Drive, you can go to undydrive.com.au, 5AA, undydrive.com.au to donate, or you can purchase a $2 token with your shopping at any Foodland store. Great to have Foodland on board again this year. And also we have limited edition Undy Drive socks from roughsleeper.com.au. Get yourself a pair of those socks. They'll be the best socks you ever buy. The other thing we're doing this half hour, which I'm going to include Janet, Kay and Mark, because they all count having donated in the last couple of minutes. Anyone who donates more than $20 until 7 a.m, so you've got, what did I say, 22 more minutes, are in the running to win a Smeg toaster. Big thanks to Smeg. Building or renovating your first choice should be visiting the Smeg showroom at Debney Distributors. Taste the difference with Smeg. So $20 gets you in the running. Random draw. You could win a toaster valued at nearly $200.
Really is the Lamborghini of toasters, the Smeg toaster.
Well, I mean, it's Italian design.
Well, that's right. It is.
It's it looks the part.
Scuderia Veloce.
Exactly right.
The bread comes out in record time.
Big thanks to McGain, of course, for being on board. Massive supporters of local for 50 years.
McGain, you've done it again.
McGain Real Estate, McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management, McGain.com.au.
Well, yesterday morning we caught up with the Energy Minister, Tom Koutsatonis, about the predicament at Nearstar, the smelter in Port Pirie. It sounds for months that it's been living on borrowed time, largely on account of the nefarious practices by China in global economic markets when it comes to these sorts of commodities. Tim Ayres, who's the Federal Minister for Industry and Innovation, he was in Port Pirie yesterday with the Premier and the Energy Minister to unveil a joint package between South Australia and the Commonwealth, and also Tasmania, which is affected by this as well. And we have the Minister on the line now. Good morning, Mr Ayres. Thanks for joining us. Can you walk us through what the intent of this package is? What's going to change? Because it's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. G'day, fellas. Good to be on the show. It's a $135 million package, so it's a substantial contribution to the beginning of what is a 2-year feasibility phase for Port Pirie and for the Hobart Nearstar smelter. And that's designed to do two things. One is to make a bunch of improvements to the facility, to make it more efficient, more capable. But secondly, and most importantly, for the future of that site and for Australia's national interest, to build their capability to turn critical minerals that are a byproduct of the lead smelter process into critical metals, moving up the value chain for Australia and contributing to vital international supply chains, particularly in the defence sector, but also in computer chips, battery storage, new technologies. These critical minerals, Australia has them in large volumes. Our objective as part of Future Made in Australia is to make sure we're manufacturing those minerals here and turning them into high-value products.
So, Minister, just looking at some of the language being used in this feasibility study, there's a pilot plant that's being talked about. There's obviously a huge amount of risk with regard to spending this much money when we don't even know whether they can produce this at scale and commercially, isn't there?
I just say two things about that. Firstly, I was there yesterday when they were making antimony on site. Their plan is to get to make 5,000 tonnes a year of antimony. It's a byproduct of the lead manufacturing process or the lead smelting process. It's vital for the defence industry. Their plan is then to step that up to 15,000 tonnes per year. That would be 40% of the United States' total consumption of antimony. So it's consumed in very small quantities. Just to give you a sense of the scale of this, that is just moving to that level of production would make a very substantial contribution. So that's good for the economics of that facility, good for South Australia, but good for our economic resilience and strategic interest. Second thing I'd say about the risk question is, you could take the no-risk approach and the facility may well close. But we're fighting for the future here, jointly in lockstep with the Malinowskis government, working with the firm who are stepping up to the plate as well. They will continue to sustain some losses over this period if the markets stay in the same shape that they are. They will make investments as well. So the business, the two levels of government, the Albanese government, the Malinowskis government, the workers and their unions and the local community, all committed to this, all pitching in. The alternative is we just let these things run through our fingers, and I'm not prepared to do that. Anthony Albanese is not prepared to do that, and Peter Malinowskis isn't prepared to do it either.
Isn't there a risk, though, that it becomes a car industry situation where we end up just throwing... Well, I'm certainly not trying to sound ungrateful here, but there are precedents where industries that can't stand on their own 2 feet in the private sector, we just end up throwing public money at them. Do you think that there could be more money required down the track?
Well, I'm old-fashioned enough to believe that it was a terrible thing that the Abbott government allowed the car industry to go offshore. We lost an incredible amount of industrial capability, economic resilience, skills, management capability that were absolutely vital for the rest of Australian manufacturing. I suppose that's spilt milk now, but I really do bristle when people say, "Oh well, that was inevitable." It wasn't inevitable. In terms of this sector, they are not selling into a normal market. It is not a level playing field.
But okay, well, on that point though, with China,
it's got strategic value for Australia.
But what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, the McKell report made it plain that China's the chief cause of the problem here. Do you know? You sit with a guy in cabinet. Did Albo raise this with Xi Jinping 3 weeks ago, or is the taxpayer the solution to Chinese belligerence on the world economic stage?
Well, every lever at our disposal. That is, of course, these issues are raised directly, not just bilaterally with the government of China, but I've participated in global steel supply chain efforts to make sure that there is, that the pressure is on for more transparency, for normal trade rules to apply. And the truth is, there are very significant subsidies and non-market practices in China, but they're also that they are not the only economy around the world that is engaging in that behaviour. So diplomacy and effort abroad, but here in Australia, we have to attend to building the competitiveness of our sectors. And in my view, and the government's view, where there is a strategic interest engaged here, we need to step up the plate to work with the private sector, work with workers and their unions to deliver a better outcome. The long term, absent those non-market practices, Port Pirie and Hobart would be profitable today. That's the truth of it. Now there is a good medium-term future for that business. We've committed to working with them to make sure that we can back that investment in critical minerals processing capability, but also improving the productivity of their broader operation. I think it's a good thing for the Port Pirie community. It's good for South Australia, but it's really important for Australia's economic resilience and our national industrial capability.
Tim Ayres, the Federal Minister for Industry and Innovation. Could you also pass a message on to Murray Watt for us, the Environment Minister, that our algal bloom is still going, it's still going really badly, and it is still, in our view, a natural disaster and should be declared as such. Thank you for your time, Minister.
Thanks, fellas. Talk to you.
Nice. Thought worth mentioning.
Yeah. Nice.
Rosanna Mangiarelli's written a great column along those very lines in the Tiser this morning. And here I was thinking, she's a great singer.
Well, this is it.
But as a column writer, I tell you what, she's much better than Dolly Parton ever was.
A big special we've got on 7 tonight, actually, after the news. We're doing a 30-minute special on the algal bloom crisis that's going to be made here in South Australia, which is going to be powered by listeners. It's going to viewers. It's going to be a bit like what we do here on radio. There's going to be people on site at surf clubs. There's going to be people who send in social media questions as well. And I've had a look at some of the stuff that's going to be on tonight, and it's great because I think it goes to some of the non-political elements of this.
Yeah.
Like there's a we have to live with this element of this that I think we've kind of explored, but not in the way that we're going to tonight. So this isn't about the recriminations of who did what and when. This is about, what if you live near the beach and your child has asthma? What about when your pets get sick? What does it mean for catching fish as a rec fisher as opposed to being a commercial fish? Like, there's some of this just we have to live with this now stuff that's not political that we're going to get into in the special tonight. So I think it's immediately after the Channel 7 News at 6 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, it'll be on a half-hour special where I like to think a lot of those questions about, well, unfortunately, this is our reality, are going to be answered. The Premier's going to be on the panel. We've got environmental scientists. We've got Dr. Nicholas Spurrier as well. So it's going to be, I think, really, really interesting.
Sounds terrific.
All right, 13 to 7. That's tonight. A little bit later this morning, so long as the donations continue to come in, they have thus far, I'm disappearing, not up the chimney, but up the fire escape. I'm disappearing up the staircase here at FIVEAA, dressed out entirely as a fireman with the MFS, all the gear on, oxygen canisters, you name it. Apparently it weighs about 20 kilos. Sounds great.
Mate,
anyway,
I've had a look at that gear, and I think SportsMed should keep a good hour free tomorrow for you.
They should donate thousands of dollars to the Only Drive because they'll get it back.
Well, we need more donations because we have not yet reached our mark for Will to become a fireman. So any businesses, any corporates, if you call in and donate, you get the biggest shout in history.
I just looked at the rundown, though, and it says Will steps out at 8:15. So at 8:15 this morning, I disappear to do this, which I don't know what the situation that leaves you in. You've never paddled before, have you?
No, I don't know how any of the buttons work.
Well, you can't sit here and talk to yourself.
Can I just
Presumably there's been some meeting about this.
Not one that I've been involved with.
Well, let's have it now. Jono, you're the mastermind of the Undy Drive. Come in, please. Let's find out what the heck's happening.
What's going on? Because I do not know how to panel, as they say.
No.
The verb to panel in radio means to control the big mixing desk, so you sit there looking like, Brian Wilson in the Love and Mercy video.
Jono, good morning.
Gentlemen,
only more confused.
Good morning. Congratulations on everything you've done so far. We need donations.
Thanks,
that's why we're doing it. Look, this is a problem. Pat and I have conferred. We've spoken to the big boss, and we're going to do what every media organisation does when they have a crisis and call the Goodings family. Now, two of them already work here, so that's doesn't really work.
Yeah, we got 40% of them in the building.
What's your mum up to this morning?
Well, she's not an early riser, so good luck with that.
Oh, I love this idea.
All right.
Eve Goodings.
Well, did host a show on FIVEAA many years ago.
And doesn't she still do community radio up in the hills or somewhere?
She did for a long time. Yeah. So she hasn't done it recently. Might be bit rusty.
All right, well, we're going to put the phone call in now, try to make it happen before we go to the break. But
put on your most sympathetic voice.
We're going
She's
to
not an early
need
riser.
donations to make it happen. She won't get out of bed for nothing.
Let's get Will's mum to host the show with me for the final hour of the program today.
With every development, these things get worse for me, is the way I see this.
I love the idea of having Will's mum on the show so that I can get the full story about Will's adolescence.
$1,000.
What was the most trouble he ever got into?
Geez, you'll find out how lame I really am.
What was the drunkest he ever was
Let's
as
do it now.
as a youth?
If you donate now, you could win a Smeg appliance as well. Let's go.
Exactly right. Every single donation, $20 or more, puts you in the running to win a Smeg kettle that we, in fact, a toaster, thanks to Smeg, that we're giving away at 7 o'clock today. Oh, boy, I don't envy Jono for making that call at this hour of the morning. Let's check traffic. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof. Designed, manufactured and installed locally by FIVEAA House.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. Right, looking really good today. Racks and breakdown free. Shouldn't have too many hassles to get to work, which is good. There are some works to keep in mind. Tea Tree Gully, North East Road near Elizabeth Street. Also, Woodville West is a bit slow. Trimmer Parade near Cameron Avenue. And it will get slow a little bit later on the morning at the intersection of Maureen Road and Anzac Highway heading into the city. That's for those ongoing works. Also got works at Glandore this morning. South Road to the tram overpass. Fair bit of activity there. That will get slow. And a camera this morning, East Terrace at Henley Beach. Start your journey with the Mercedes-Benz SUV. Save from $15,000 on select GLS models. Visit your nearest retailer today. Limited time only. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Kids don't want to wait. The sooner, the better. Every moment is a chance to learn and grow. And they're right. It is. The first few years of a child's development play a hugely important part in their future, in learning and in life. That's why the state government is rolling out 3-year-old preschool from 2026. Because the sooner they start, the further they can go. Learn more at flyingstart.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
It's showtime at Wayville Hyundai, and we want to show you how good servicing your car can be. Want free parking for the Royal Show? Get your car serviced at Wayville Hyundai. Roll up, because there's even more with a $25 food and drink coupon and a free car wash and vacuum. Plus, you can service your car now and pay later with Afterpay. Showtime bookings are now open. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
New look, but same again. CEO Mike Dolben and GM Mark Bickley have just announced a full rebrand in the lead-up to their 50-year anniversary, honouring the classic McGain legacy with a look to the future.
That's right, Will. Dubbo and Bix, they tell us they're incredibly proud of the team that makes McGain what it is today and excited to continue serving South Australians with the same integrity and dedication that's defined them from day one.
And as you well know, McGain has been more than a real estate agency for a while now. They're part of the community. When you sell with McGain, you're not just moving house, you're helping support local charities like the Undy Drive, the Sammy D Foundation and many of the sporting clubs across Adelaide.
So from everyone here at 5AA, we'd like to congratulate our great friends at McGain on the last 50 years, and we can't wait to see what happens across the next 50.
McGain Real Estate, McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management, McGain.com.au.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
Austrac Campers winter sale is on now. Things are heating up across the range and you score a free generator and bonus 95 litre fridge with any hybrid caravan. Conditions apply. Visit austraccampers.com.au.
Austrac Campers.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Things are happening behind the scenes. We're getting calls from all sorts of sectors in South Australia that want to contribute to the 5AA Undy Drive. Get in early because when all the donations come late and we're trying to spread the love around, there's just smaller pieces of the pie. That's the nature of it. Get donating today if you're a business and you get a whole lot of love for your donation.
The earlier you get in, the more plugs you get.
Totally.
I mean, if you donate, $1,000 at 6:05 a.m, we might talk about you for half an hour.
Exactly right.
I mean, if that was a live read, it cost you $1 million.
5AAAndydrive.com.au. How about that inflation? Let's talk about the weather. Daniel Sherwin-Simpson on duty at the Weather Bureau. Daniel, good morning to you. Another mild day on the way.
Yeah, another mild day. There's a couple showers about that you can see coming up from the Spencer Gulf on the radar. So it's going to be a little bit wet through the morning, but things are going to settle out once these showers clear. Probably in the late morning, we should see it clear out and should be mostly dry from the afternoon onwards. On for a maximum of 15 today, and then it's a bit of a repeat over the next couple of days. We've got a 15, 15 and 16 for Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Warming up for the weekend on Sunday, we've got 19 and then 20 possibly on Monday. So settled conditions, and then, warming up ahead of a weak cold front coming through early next week.
It's going to be lovely weather on Sunday. It sounds terrific. Good on you, Daniel. Thank you.
All right, let's head to SAPOL. Senior Constable Kimberly Broad's on the line. Kimberly, a man's been arrested after a pursuit that ended at Port Adelaide just after midnight.
Yeah, that's right. Police attempted to stop a Holden station wagon. It was on Nelson Avenue at Flinders Park, but the driver refused to pull over. So we followed the vehicle through back streets into Findon, out onto Port Road. The vehicle's tyres were eventually spiked on Grand Junction Road as it was heading towards Port Adelaide, and it came to a stop on Commercial Road where the driver was arrested, so a 43-year-old man from Smithfield Plains. He's been charged with engaging in a police pursuit and unrelated theft matters. His vehicle's been impounded and he'll be appearing in the Port Adelaide Magistrates Court in September.
Kimberly, also police investigating a crash at Vale Park just after midnight.
Yeah, this occurred on Ascot Avenue. Police arrived quickly, locating a Mercedes sedan along with its driver and passenger who were out of the car and thankfully were uninjured. They did take out a light pole which fell across the road, causing some traffic disruptions as well. But the driver was a 33-year-old man from Valley View. He allegedly returned a positive result when he had an initial roadside alcohol test. But he was conveyed to hospital where that further mandatory blood sample will be taken for drug and alcohol testing. So investigations into the crash are ongoing. We're just asking if anybody witnessed it or they have any further information, if they can give us a call on the Crime Stoppers number 1800 333 000.
Thanks for that, Kimberly. Senior Constable Kimberly Broad from SAPOL.
Well, a miracle of all miracles. My mother's awake, as it turns out. Mum, good morning to you.
I'm only just awake, thank you very much, Will Gooding.
I told him there'd be no chance you'd be up at this hour of the morning, unless you haven't gone to bed yet.
Well, those days have gone a few years ago, Will. You know that Mother doesn't do those things anymore. So why are you ringing me, honey?
Well, we need you to be in about 2 hours' time because I'm potentially going to die in a stunt for the Undie Drive, and we need someone to host the show.
Okay, so let's just go back to you're going to die. So is this that stupid idea of you being a fireman?
Yes, yeah, stupid is well put.
You can have a front row seat for it, Eve.
Well, I'd like to talk to the gentleman who came up with this idea.
Then Jonathan Edwards, you can spend a bit of time chatting with him.
Well, Jono's going to have a conversation with your mother because your back is not good, and I didn't like it. And that photo of you and that didn't look too bad, actually.
I thought that looked pretty good as well. on the old social media.
So what do you want me to do, honey? What am I doing?
You're going to sit here and chat with David after 8 o'clock because I need to go and get my fireman outfit on.
You're going to host the show, Eve.
Oh, Pembo, I've been dying to do that with you, mate.
Oh, well, Eve, I've been looking forward to doing it with you because you've got a bit of radio background too. It's going to be good fun.
Oh, wow. This is good. All right.
I have a few questions for you too about Will's adolescence. I want to hear a bit about his...
The problem with that is he was a good kid. Now, if it had been the other one...
I sat next to Sam, the other one, at the footy the other night.
Is he not a good dude? Like, that kid is just so cool. He's a lovely boy.
As distinct from who?
The cool one.
Thanks, Mum.
No, Will.
Not old nerdlinger here.
But, you know, Sammy has always been a talent.
All right. We're out of time.
Go through the whole family
for this edition of Character Assassination.
Hey, it's going to be great fun.
All right, come in.
It will be fun, but are you sure you need another bloody... I swore then. I'm so sorry. Another gooding's on air. Oh, my goodness. That's what happens when you wake up an old woman after the do stuff.
All right, we'll see you here after 8 o'clock.
This is good. How exciting.
How do these things keep getting worse for me? I'm not sure. Anyway, that's coming up after 8 o'clock today. We're going to take a break. 5AA News is coming up. We've got a very exciting development. Sometimes some things happen in the Undie Drive that are beyond our control because people get on board that we didn't see coming. We're going to talk about one such instance right after this.
Right now at Formula Honda, drive away in the CR-V Hybrid 24 build from $56,900 or the Honda ZR-V Hybrid 24 build from $51,900. That's a price reduction of $3,000. Plus, get 8 years unlimited kilometre warranty and roadside assist across the entire SUV range. But you'd better hurry. These offers are only available until September 30. T's and C's apply. Test drive at Formula Honda today. Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers easing in 15 today with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Chipped windscreen. RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
A new mobile phone ban will be introduced in SA within weeks. The use of personal devices in early years services will be off limits in the wake of a shocking child exploitation case interstate. Education Minister Blair Boyer says the ban will take effect in childcare and long daycare centres from next month.
From the 1st of September, those services are going to be required to have a policy in place banning the use of personal devices from staff. And then by the end of September, spot checks will start from our independent regulator, the Education Standards Board, and quite significant fines will be in place for those centres that don't comply.
James Vlasakis has been granted parole after serving over 2 decades for his role in 4 of the 11 Snowtown murders, but the decision could be challenged. The Attorney-General, the Police Commissioner and the Commissioner for Victims' Rights have 60 days to lodge an appeal. The now 45-year-old serving 26 years in jail. It was a packed house in Brighton last night for the first in a series of algal bloom forums being held. Political leaders, health professionals and scientists met with residents to provide information and updates on the crisis. Another forum will be held at Semaphore on Sunday. Well, former US President Bill Clinton and the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton have been subpoenaed as part of the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Washington correspondent Lauren Tomasi reports.
The Clintons have both been delivered letters informing them they face depositions by a US congressional committee which believes the high-profile political figures, along with a number of other political staff, could provide important testimony about the case of Jeffrey Epstein. In part, the letter to former President Bill Clinton reads, "By your own admission, you flew on Jeffrey Epstein's private plane 4 separate times. You were also allegedly close to Ms. Ghislaine Maxwell, an Epstein co-conspirator." These depositions are scheduled over the coming months and come as the Trump administration faces increasing pressure to be more transparent about the Epstein case.
A legend of Australia's music scene has died at the age of 89. Cole Joy was the first rock and roll singer to have a #1 record Australia-wide. And Hulk Hogan has been remembered by family and friends at a memorial service in Florida. The wrestling legend died last month at the age of 71. Now, turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. The AFL is set to release the schedule for round 24 a little later today. The clubs and the league have been working on the timing of games for some time, but it's expected it will finally be released to the public today. Port Adelaide host Gold Coast in the last match for Ken Hinkley and Travis Boak, while the Crows will travel to take on North Melbourne as they look to shore up their spot in the top 4. Meantime, injured power forward Sam Powell-Pepper has paid tribute to Travis Boak, telling Rowie and Timmy G how much he meant to him.
Obviously meant the world to me. You know, we bonded such a strong friendship and a brotherhood as well, and he taught me quite a few things with footy and, you know, professionalism and whatnot, but also stuff outside of footy as well.
Still on football, Carlton could be boosted by the return of Mitch McGovern from injury for Saturday's clash against Gold Coast. Adam Chera and Orazio Fantasia will undergo fitness tests in the hope of playing this weekend. Well, Super Netball has been Australia's most attended women's sporting competition for a second year in a row. The regular season and grand final broke records for both attendance and broadcast audience figures. And we're exactly 100 days out from the start of the World Beach Volleyball Championships. They begin and will be held here in Adelaide. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Switch and save on your car service and repairs. Call 1300 Automasters.
Morning there at Darlington. A car v truck crash on the Southern Expressway inbound near the Seacombe Road overpass. Speeds reduced. Got a few passing showers, so look out for damp roads on the drive, and we're slow for works at Woodville West, Trimmer Parade near Cameron Avenue. Getting busy already, South Road at Glandore for works just near the tram overpass there, and got a Camera Bower Road at Ethelston. Harris Scarf Friends Winter Sale ends today. Save 50% off full price cast iron cookware. Conditions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, 15 today with showers easing, partly cloudy tomorrow, 15. Friday, much the same, and then 16 on Saturday. Right now, it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Why would you buy a ticket in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery? Because the $4.6 million grand prize in Walkerville is next level. Because you could also win luxury cars, worldwide holidays, and $500,000 cash. Because your ticket supports life-changing healthcare right here in South Australia. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Licence M14784.
If you need a window, and not just anything will do, just call Statesman Windows. Factory direct to you.
Statesman Windows, a local homegrown success story, has been serving home renovators and builders right across SA for over 45 years. Their success is built around family and service, consistently providing the highest quality products at real value for money. Call Statesman Windows.
Windows winning where you want them.
Now, let's be honest, sometimes it's not selective hearing. If someone close to you seems withdrawn or struggles in noisy places, it might be time for a gentle nudge towards a hearing check. Can Do Hearing makes it easy with 7 convenient locations across SA, including their new Unley Clinic. They offer expert audiologists and SA's widest range of hearing aids tailored to your lifestyle goals. Whether it's hearing the doorbell or enjoying dinner in a busy cafe, there's a solution that fits.
Certainly is. Profit Support Can Do for Kids, helping kids with hearing and vision loss thrive. Right now, Can Do for Kids is building an outdoor play and sensory area. It's beautiful, so that kids with extra needs can feel safe, included and confident while they play.
The project already has some wonderful sponsors, but they're looking for more helping hands. If your business can support this important space, well, please do. Book online at candohearing.com.au or donate at candoforkids.com.au.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes after 7, Undy Drive is kicking into gear this morning. We had a raffle in the first hour. Everyone who donated $20 or more was in the running to win a Smeg toaster. We're giving that to Robert, who donated $50 just a short time ago. But big thanks to Robert and Christopher and Danielle and Hugh and Chris and so many more that I can't get to that have donated money above that $20 threshold. What we're doing to keep that momentum going, and we like to democratise the Undy Drive. It's not just about the big businesses that kick in thousands of dollars, like the Guardsman and the Sky City and like McGain and others. We love it. We love these raffles, and so we've got another one this hour. Tickets for you and 3 friends to get along and see Port Freo.
Oh, wow.
In the 5AA locker room.
Oh, wow.
Now, these tickets are worth...
That's this Saturday night.
That's right. Saturday night at the
huge.
locker room.
And it's going to be awesome weather. That'll be so much fun.
Gets you reserved seating in the Riverbank Stand Level 1, pre-game dinner.
And will Bakey be playing?
Halftime Balfour's footy fare and mini desserts and a 5-hour drinks package, if you don't mind.
Ooh.
All you need to do is make a donation above $10 this hour and you go in the running. Locker room tickets are hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, this is a huge prize.
That is a massive prize. There's no better way to see the footy.
The other thing that we will throw in too, folks, as part of this prize package, we all know that Will, in about an hour's time, is going to be making his debut as a MFS firefighter. Well, I've taken the liberty of preparing a Will Goodings-themed firefighters calendar. I'll hold it up for the benefit of the live stream.
You spared no expense making that.
That's right. So what we've done, we've got a picture, one of those wonderful beefcake calendars.
Yeah.
I
don't know how you convinced me to take my shirt off for that, but I thought I might.
I tell you what, if you thought Tom Wren looked good without his shirt off on the Today Show,
that's what it's like.
Have a look through here.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's one. Look at that. Look at his hose work. Look at his hose work, ladies. And gentlemen, let's not be exclusionary here. And there's another one there. Will holding a giant chainsaw. So that's
if that's
you don't
what
just
need.
get to go to the Port game. You get the official Will Goodings fireman calendar.
I'd be careful you take that. I think if you went to the airport with that, you'd be arrested.
And rightly so.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. That was somewhat terrifying, actually, seeing that. Well, thank you.
Come up well. It's amazing what you can do with a colour printer and a Yoo-hoo glue stick.
5AAAndydrive.com.au is the way to donate. Remember, too, you can call Jono and Patty. If you're a business and you want to talk through how you make the donation and the particulars and make sure you get your love on air, we can make it happen. That's what it's all about here at the Undy Drive.
We started the program expressing our complete disbelief at the fact that we're even having this conversation here in South Australia, but front page of the Advertiser, faceless and free, bodies in the barrels killer James Vlasakis has been granted parole and may be the only serial killer in the world to be freed. To discuss this and what happens from here, or what can happen from here, we're joined now by the Attorney General, Kai Ma. Attorney, great to have you on the show. And, you know, we understand that none of this is your doing. It's a case that happened way back in the turn of the century. The story broke in 1999, and then obviously the trial continued for a long time after the investigation. But what is there anything that the government could or would do about it?
Yeah, good morning, guys. And just before that, I might say that there's very little that's happened that's had such an effect on South Australia than this case. Not just on who we are as a state, but how we're seen outside South Australia. But at the end of the day, I guess the most important thing is there are still relatives of the victims living in our community here in Adelaide and South Australia. And I guess that's what, in our consideration, needs to be taken into account. But in terms of what can happen here, there are things that can happen under the Correctional Services Act. Myself as Attorney General, the Police Commissioner or the Commissioner for Victims' Rights have an ability to lodge a review of the parole decision. Now, that review can only change a decision parole board for good reason. It can't just be that this was a high-profile case and we would prefer that the person not get out, as I think many South Australians would be expressing, but there has to be good reason to overturn it. So I know that Frances Nelson, the head of the parole board, who will be well known to most South Australians, and I don't think anyone would accuse her of being a soft touch, gave a press conference yesterday. We will look at those reasons when they're formally provided to us, I think, sometime later today, and consider that.
I understand the legislation you're not allowed to talk about whether you will or won't appeal in any case. But just before we get to that, that's the future. Just trying to... Why is it that we here in South Australia are going to do what no one else has done around the world to this point and parole a serial killer? What leads to South Australia being the place where this can happen?
Yeah, look, I don't say we haven't done research about what's happened in other places right around the world in terms of people who've committed many murders being released. But going back, as you said, these events were the last century. I think the sentencing was way back in 2001. One thing that I think is important to remember, Mr. Vlasakis pleaded guilty and gave evidence against others in that case. So, for very good reason, we want people to give evidence against those who commit such horrific crimes. And it would have been a terrible thing if Bunting and Wagner in particular weren't convicted of these crimes. So, Vlasakis did give evidence against his co-accused way back when the trial happened.
So does that mean, though, that you'd be happy to have him as your next-door neighbour?
No, not at all. So as I said, the overriding consideration, I think, needs to be those relatives who are around, living in our community. And Frances Nelson talked about yesterday in her press conference some of the conditions being not contacting any of the victims' relatives, but also, and really importantly, exclusion zones, places, suburbs around Adelaide where he can't go or can't be.
It doesn't sound as though, based on your previous answer regarding, the desire to have people come forward and give evidence and contribute to prosecution cases, that you see that there's any need to change the law to prevent serial killers being allowed out in future. Is that a fair assessment?
No, I wouldn't say that. We've changed the law regularly. In fact, when Mark Hayden, who wasn't convicted of any of the murders but was convicted of assisting the offenders in this case, he had his sentence finished. When you're on parole for a life sentence like Blasakis, you will be subject to conditions for the rest of your life if you get out.
Sure, but it doesn't sound like this particular occurrence has motivated you guys to change anything.
Well, we changed the law when Hayden was released to make it clear we could have an extended supervision order to place conditions on him. So when there's been a need to, we have absolutely not hesitated to change the law.
Thanks for that, Attorney General Kyan Ma. We've got Sarah Quick, the Commissioner for Victims' Rights, on the line as well. Commissioner, we were saying at the start of the show how sad it is that the victims of the Snowtown killings, they've almost become incidental, we feel, in this whole horrible affair.
Absolutely. I think it is really important to remember, the people who did lose their lives so brutally, and really keep them at the heart of this story, along with their families who continue to suffer daily.
Because, there's so much, the point has been made to the point of being laboured about the dysfunction that existed within this community or sub-community. And I think as a result of that, they've had their dignity taken away.
Yeah, I'd agree with that to some extent. It doesn't matter where a victim comes from, what socioeconomic background, what level of education, that they're all lives, important lives that are lost, their loved ones, and there are people grieving for them.
Yeah, I don't know. We really, and I think our listeners struggle to come to terms with the fact. I mean, the Attorney General made a good point, a good legal point, that, without people like Vlasakis, who actually did turn on his co-conspirators and dob them into the police, and that was the thing that enabled the coppers to stop this, and presumably more people would have died. That's all well and good, but he still did kill 4 people.
Absolutely, and to some of the victims, it does feel like an injustice that he's released. But certainly I have had a conversation with at least one victim who acknowledges Vlasakis' role in the conviction of Bunting and Wagner. And by his contribution, the victims ultimately did get some form of justice, albeit not necessarily the outcome that they would desire, that, all offenders were in prison for the rest of their lives.
Sarah Quick, the Commissioner for Victims' Rights, thanks for joining us. It is just wild to think this bloke could just be plonked anywhere in the community. Well, with the caveat that presumably not next to a school or something like that, but the school part of it isn't really the issue. It's putting him next to any other human, I think, is the bit where it becomes challenging.
It is not an unrealistic scenario to think he's going to bump into someone who was related to a victim of Snowtown killing.
Yeah, he's probably going to end up, people tend to gravitate back to where they're from, so he's probably going to go back to the suburbs that he lived in, the places that he grew up. And, it's just bizarre that we're even talking about it, I think.
Well, the Attorney General said he hadn't done the research on what serial killers may or may not have been released overseas. Sean Fuster has. He's going to join us after 7:30. I was talking to him about it. He cannot find an instance where this has happened anywhere else in the Western world. So we'll talk to him about that after 7:30 today. Let's check traffic. I just should mention too, so many police home care texts about this story. South Australians are outraged. The police home care text line is in meltdown about it on 0480 08 1395. Traffic, and we'll get back into more of that shortly. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by FIVEAA.
At Darlington, a car v truck crash on the Southern Expressway inbound to the Seacombe Road overpass. Speeds reduced to 40. Rose Park, a crash. Fullerton Road near the Britannia roundabout. And a few passing showers to take it easy on wet roads on the driving this morning. Starting to get busy. South Road at Glandore, particularly around the tram overpass area. A lot of work going on there at the moment. And got a camera Port Road to Queenstown. Load up with the Porto's barbecue pulled chicken loaded chips. Hot chips laid with lemon and herb pulled chicken, topped with mayo and sauce. Just $7.95 only at a Porto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Is it big enough, Stephen?
What?
I said, is it big enough, the truck?
Oh, yeah, this will do. This is huge.
So why are we moving all your fishing rods and nets out of the shed?
Well, I may have lowballed the number of rods and gear I have to the wifey, but I need a stealthy little clear-out that's required, Timmy.
And if she finds out?
I'll be booted out and I'm with you.
Beauty. I'll grab me golf clubs.
You're not having them.
Got something big to budge? Budget with a budget rental truck. Call 13 27 27.
There was this huge spider.
Really silly place for a letterbox.
Seriously, there were cows all over the road.
At FIVEAA Panel Services, we've heard it all. But the one thing we hear often is, when will my car be ready? In most cases, we can start work straight away, thanks to our state-of-the-art workshop and highly skilled team. Ask your insurance company for FIVEAA Panel Services. With over 45 years' experience, we'll get you back on the road sooner. FIVEAApanel.com.au.
Have you ever been in one of those relationships? They say they'll show up, they don't. Well, you deserve better. You deserve someone who actually calls you back. And it's time. Time to break up with unreliable tradies. And that's why it's time to call Precise.
Precise will do the job right the first time. No ghosting, no dodgy quick fixes, just good honest plumbing with zero red flags. And if you haven't noticed, winter's definitely here. Just look outside. Call them now and get $500 off new ducted heating installations. No call-out fees, no surprises.
Block that flaky old tradie and get a tradie who treats you right. Precise, reliable, local and emotionally available if you need that sort of thing. Call 8152 6740 or visit preciseservices.com.au, celebrating 25 years.
Hi, Brett Ibbott here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. OK, the end of financial year might be done and dusted, but at Mawson Lakes Mazda, the deals aren't. All makes, models and colours are being cleared, no exceptions. And there's a huge range of locate demos all ready for immediate delivery. Plus, you'll get free on roads, free stamp duty, free 12 months rego and $500 worth of accessories. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
Is it big enough, Stephen?
What?
I said, is it big enough, the truck?
Oh, yeah, this will do. This is huge.
So why are we moving all your fishing rods and nets out of the shed?
Well, I may have lowballed the number of rods and gear I have to the wifey, but I need a stealthy little clear-out that's required, Timmy.
And if she finds out?
I'll be booted out and I'm with you.
Beauty. I'll grab me golf clubs.
You're not having them.
Got something big to budge? Budget with a budget rental truck. Call 13 27 27.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes after 7, just rounding out the conversation we had before the break. The head of the parole board, Francis Nelson, KC, will be on with Graham Goodings at 9:15 this morning. So if you've got some outstanding questions, perhaps they'll be answered then. At very least, they'll be asked. So make sure you stay listening after 9 o'clock today for what was a world first yesterday here in South Australia, the parole of James Foussakis. We have tickets to sort of give away to the 5AA locker room. It requires a $10 or more donation to 5AA.com.au, Catherine House and Hutt Street Centre. You do that. And at 8 o'clock, we're going to pull a random name out that donated in the last hour and send you to the 5AA locker room, which is as good as tickets get at Adelaide Oval. It includes food before the game. You get the 5 hours drink package and you get to send off one of the greats of the Port Adelaide Football Club in Travis Boak. I reckon Koshy will have some thoughts on that now.
And they could never tear us apart.
David Kosh on 5AA Breakfast.
Compare the Market Economic Director and Port Adelaide Football Club boss, Koshy. Good morning to you.
Morning, Colin.
We're just trying to... we were talking about it with Tom Wren earlier, measuring Travis Boak's contribution to the Port Adelaide Football Club. He would have loved to say, well, I gave a premiership to the club, but I reckon there's an argument to say he gave more, given the commitment he made to the club when you came in, Koshy, when it was looking like there might not be an AFL Port Adelaide Football Club.
When Gerard Whateley quaintly described us as the carcass on the AFL landscape, it was pretty grim. And this young bloke from Victoria had a chance, was being wooed aggressively by Victorian clubs and particularly Geelong, and he decided to stick with it. And not only that, say, I want to take a leadership role in this club. And like he is up there with one of the greatest Port Adelaide legends, I think, as a contribution to the club. And, you know, we've got legends that have won strings of sample premierships and the like. We have legends that have won AFL premierships. But I reckon his contribution to the club and as a human being is unparalleled. His loyalty, his professionalism, you couldn't ask for anything better in a player of any club. And look at the impact he's made. Like Sam Powell-Pepper, when he was sort of learning his trade as a kid, went and lived with Boakey, learned how to be a professional footballer. Boakey's mum, Chicky, became his mum as well. And let's not forget the support Chicky Boak has given Trav as well. It's a wonderful relationship the two have, and is so important in Boakey's life.
How important was that decision to eschew the advances of the Geelong Football Club, Dave? Because for you and for Ken at the time, you were all sort of starting out on your journey. You know, you had a club, as that horrible Healy quote encapsulated. You know, it had been a rough couple of years, and you were financially on the mat as well. But can a moment like that can become a symbol that sort of resonates through an organisation, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. And to other players in the group, players who were coming to the organisation. Ollie Wines was drafted in that year. And Jane Wines often says when Ollie was drafted to Port Adelaide, she cried because she said they thought he was going to football hell. And it was the Travis Boaks of the world, and at the time Dom Cassisi as well, who settled those new players in, coming in, helped define a culture that some would argue made us a destination club that players love to come to and be part of. And yes, a lot of it has got to do with the coaching staff and Kenny, but equally as much as the leadership group led by Trav that set that culture up for the next 10, 15 years. And that's how important his role has been for the club. And, you know, we want to send him away well, and fittingly, he deserves it.
I was going to ask about that just to wrap up. Not sure, and obviously you don't pick the team, but he's been playing, and whether it's against Freo or the final round of the year against Gold Coast, is there something special that the club does have in mind? And it'd be great to see as many fans there as possible, obviously.
Yep, absolutely. You know, it's all going to be about Trav and also paying tribute and respect to Ken as well. You know, remember he was that first press conference, and he said, someone said, well, you know, were you the last man standing in terms of a choice to come to Port Adelaide? And he looked the Jedi square in the eye and said, no, I'm the right man standing. And,
it's a good answer.
And that set the tone, he and Trav. It was those important moments, and for me, they're they're really significant parts of the rebuild of Port Adelaide, just key foundations that as a club we'll never forget.
Well, it's nice you're going to get a couple of weeks to celebrate an absolute legend of the club. Koshy, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Dave.
And good luck being a fireman, Will.
Yeah. I'll need it.
You'll probably stay longer than Kane Corn.
Everyone's making that joke. It's terrific.
I haven't done
Even
it
the
yet.
poor chairman.
I haven't done it yet. Let's find out. Thank you, Koshy.
It can happen at any time, more often than you think. Suddenly, through illness or accident, you could lose the capacity to manage your financial or personal affairs. What happens next? Who makes medical or health decisions? Who controls the family trust? From the simplest to the most complex wills and estate plans, Donlan Lawyers will answer your questions and help carry out your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com, Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers easing in a top of 15 today with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
Make RAA-approved windscreen repairer, Complete Windscreens, your insurer repairer of choice. Visit completewindscreens.com.au.
A mobile phone ban designed to protect young children will be introduced in SA next month. The use of personal devices in childcare and long daycare centres will be outlawed. Education Minister Blair Boyer says it follows a horrific case interstate.
Personal devices were used by this person in Victoria to create child exploitation material, and we want to make sure that right around Australia, but here in South Australia, we take every step we can to prevent that from happening.
A Snowtown killer granted parole could have the ruling challenged. Yesterday, the parole board rubber-stamped the release of James Vlasakis. The now 45-year-old has served 26 years in jail for his role in 4 of the 11 Snowtown murders. The Attorney-General, the Police Commissioner and the Commissioner for Victims' Rights have 60 days to lodge an appeal. The Australian music industry is mourning the loss of Cole Joy. He's died at the age of 89. Performer Normie Rowe says he leaves behind a great legacy.
Our much beloved Cole is, I suppose he's at rest now. He's been pretty crook for the last few years. And for me, personally, he was really my guiding light when I was a little kid.
Ozzy Osbourne's death certificate has been released. The 76-year-old singer died from cardiac arrest with coronary artery disease also listed. We already knew that the rocker had Parkinson's. The final report into the Titan submersible disaster has found the loss of life was preventable and the multiple factors led to the implosion. The 335-page document is damning when it comes to boss OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, who also perished in the 2023 tragedy. The report, confirming a loss of structural integrity, led to the instantaneous death of all 5 people on board as they were travelling to the wreck of the Titanic. Former VP of Titanic Inc, Dick Barton, says the material the sub was made of was never going to withstand these kinds of dives.
Titanium spheres are used by both the French and the Russians and other submersibles around the world and have been used for years. Carbon fibre is a clue. If it's a fibre, as long as the fibre is broken, it cannot be refixed. Sadly, that was probably the point of the demise, plus trying to bond 2 different types of materials, titanium and carbon fibre.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
It's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Port Adelaide Chairman David Koch has paid tribute to the retiring Travis Boak. Koch telling David and Will the 37-year-old's contribution to the club has been enormous.
We've got legends that have won strings of sample premierships and the like. We have legends that have won AFL premierships, but I reckon his contribution to the club and as a human being is unparalleled.
Boak has played the 7th most games in VFL AFL history and will add to his 384-game tally this weekend against Fremantle. Well, AFL great James Hird expects Christian Petrarca and Clayton Oliver to be at Melbourne next season. The Demon Stars attempted to leave during the last trade period, but the club held them to their contracts. Hird telling Channel 9's Footy Classified he can't see them moving on despite Simon Goodwin's sacking.
I believe Melbourne has said you are going nowhere. You're a required player. We need you to get better. We need you to be part of our football club. And I don't believe Clayton Oliver has any trade currency. So I think they're stuck whether they like it or not with both of those players. And I think if the incoming coach, you need to get those guys back on side and playing back to their best form 2 or 3 years ago.
Meantime, Western Bulldogs veteran Adam Treloar stepping up his training as he looks to make a late season return from injury. The Bulldogs have scheduled Treloar to complete a match-like session this weekend. In other footy news, St Kilda forward Mitch Owens has been ruled out for the rest of the season due to a hamstring injury. And Ray Chamberlain is among 3 former AFL umpires coming out of retirement for the upcoming AFLW season. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Switch and save on your car service and repairs. Call 1300 Automasters.
At Darlington, look out for a crash on the Southern Expressway. It's inbound involving a car and a truck. It's near the Seacombe Road overpass. Big delays back to Majors Road with speeds reduced. Another crash at Rose Park at Decataville Terrace, just to the Britannia roundabout there. And look out for heavy showers passing through at the moment. Very slippery conditions on the drive-in. Early on camera 2, trimmer parade at Seaton. Avita Motorhomes and Caravans is celebrating 60 years of manufacturing in Australia with great 60-month offers for a limited time. Visit Great Southern RV, Avita Adelaide. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, 15 for your Wednesday, showers easing, partly cloudy tomorrow 15, Friday much the same and Saturday 16. Right now it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save is on now. Spend $4,000 will only charge you $2,750, or spend $2,000 will only charge you $1,450, or $1,000 will only charge you $750. Don't miss the National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save on now. So rush into a National Tiles store near you, or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save. Conditions apply.
Planning an event, whether it's a stylish boardroom lunch, a coastal wedding, a festival in the hills, or a glamorous gala dinner, YSG Catering has you covered. A trusted South Aussie family business turning moments into memories.
From small meetings to major events, their expert team works with you to design a menu that's as unique as your occasion, thoughtfully tailored and beautifully presented. You can host it at one of their 5 stunning venues or let them bring the magic to you.
Known for their attention to detail and warm, down-to-earth service, YSG is the go-to team for weddings, conferences, festivals and more. YSG Catering, from the boardroom to the ballroom. From the hills to the beach, visit yoursay.group.com.au.
It's showtime at Wayville Hyundai, and we want to show you how good servicing your car can be. Want free parking for the Royal Show? Get your car serviced at Wayville Hyundai. Roll up, because there's even more with a $25 food and drink coupon and a free car wash and vacuum. Plus, you can service your car now and pay later with Afterpay. Showtime bookings are now open. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
On the Cow IQ test, Fluorio milk cows come in at around 100, pretty much the national average. But when it comes to the milk our SA cows produce, it's unmatched. You don't need to be a cow Einstein to produce some of the best milk in the country. You do need the perfect grazing conditions, and the milk needs to be bottled on site and on shop shelves within hours. It doesn't get any fresher, any better, or any more SA than Fluorio Milk Company.
Direct from London's West End comes the moving and powerful story of Simon and Garfunkel. The songs that evoke an era. Within the sound. Don't miss the Simon and Garfunkel story. Playing matinee and evening shows at the Norwood Concert Hall. Wednesday, August 20. Book now at Ticketek and the SimonandGarfunkelstory.com.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
It's time to go around the courts with Sean Fuster on 5AA Breakfast.
Well, I've plagiarised him enough this morning. We might as well introduce him into the studio and get him involved in the conversation. Sean Fuster's reporting on the parole decision regarding James Vlasakis' peer list this morning. And unlike the Attorney General, he has done a lot of background research around the historical and global significance of this, Sean. And you were the one who's pointed out, well, you can't find this ever happening before. We got a few text people saying, well, hang on, if a decision was taken when someone was arrested and they agreed to give evidence, why are we turning this into something? Well, we're turning it into something because it's never happened before.
That's very right. Good morning, Will. Good morning, Pembo. It's nice to be back in the studio. Thank you for all your patience with that the last couple of months when my throat's been recovering from illness.
You've been crook, so it's good to have you in. It's a great day to have you in.
Look, it's an important day to be in here because this is a historic moment. You guys will remember, and listeners might remember, years ago I wrote a book called City of Evil, which was designed to dispel the myth that the Bodies in the Barrels case had created, that South Australia was the murder capital of the world. We dispelled that myth. You know, it even ended up on the Dexter TV show. It was that prolific. But this is something we can't walk away from. The fact that we are, as far as I can find out, the only place in the world that has ever paroled a convicted serial killer. There are places where a mass killer, multiple crimes committed on the same day, that person has been paroled. There's even an instance in Austria where a man who was a murderer got parole and went on to become a serial killer. But as far as the research can find, and as far as every expert I've spoken to, and look, I hope to be wrong about this, but as far as I can find, no other place in the world has ever paroled a convicted serial killer.
The thing that I struggle with, and I take the point, as we just alluded to, we've had a couple of texts from people saying, well, if he's done his time and he's behaved himself, what's the issue? I think the issue is it's the number of people he killed and the manner in which they were killed.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. The Hillier triple murderer is doing 35 years. That was a woman and 2 kids. That was all on the same day. You look at the Kapunda triple murderer, Jason Downey. Whole family, same night, 35 years. This is 4 people, torture as you say, separate occasions, separated greatly in time, and that's 26 years. And in the case of both the Hillier triple murderer and the Kapunda triple murderer, before anybody says, well, false equivalence, both of those killers pleaded guilty as well. Now, they didn't have anybody to turn evidence on, and they certainly didn't have the luxury of blaming someone else in a group for their criminal ways, which is what Vlasakis has got going for him. But he served far less time than mass killers who committed their crimes in one hit. And when you think about the Hillier case, that had to go to appeal to be upped to 35 years because the original sentence was so short, even the killer himself said, my sentence is too low. And yet we've got Vlasakis getting parole after 26 years when it is a full-on serial killing.
The Attorney General, the Police Commissioner and the Victims' Rights Commissioner, none of the 3 is allowed to say publicly whether they will be appealing or not.
That's right.
But you can speculate. Do you think they will?
I think you have to. I think even if you fail, you have to. You have to be seen.
Fly the flag.
You have to fly the flag. You have to be seen to be doing this. Now, I'm not talking so much about Sarah Quick there. Sarah Quick flies the flag every day. There is no one in this state that does more for victims than her. If it was up to her, she would have been, I think, in the parole board hearing, waving the flag at that moment. When it comes to the Attorney General and the Police Commissioner, I think you've got to be seen to be doing the right thing because this is a global moment.
But
this
to
is
play the
something that will
devil's
live
advocate,
forever.
though, isn't the counter-argument that the Snowtown killings might have continued if not for James Vlasakis' decision to call the police?
You could argue that the Snowtown killings might have stopped earlier had South Australia Police intervened earlier. That's one of the other conspiracy theories that goes around. How deep
you could
down...
also argue there might be 4 fewer dead people if James Vlasakis didn't kill them.
That's exactly right. How far down do you want to boil into this and into the suppositions and the what have yous and the maybes and the what ifs? The fact is this is the situation we've got.
Too, like the thing I really struggle with is how on earth can you be part of the most ghoulish criminal enterprise ever perpetrated in the history of this country and we're told you're all better now and you're free to go and live in, I don't know, Wayville, Shido Park, Elizabeth North, and no one's allowed to know that you're there?
For my money, it's because of the spectre that Bunting casts. Everything from the moment those men were arrested was designed and pushed towards this narrative that Bunting is responsible. Bunting is the puppet master. Bunting is the master criminal who is responsible for everything. Everyone was so afraid of him. Nobody could do anything without him. He was the Svengali that was ruling over this whole thing. It's a really convenient scapegoat to get past one's own moral culpability. because one's own moral culpability is automatically reduced. Well, I was only 19 and he was in a position of authority and control over me. So when you're accepting responsibility for guilt, you're only doing it to a particular level.
The Attorney General with us used a turn of phrase, I think it was compelling reasons it might well have been, to challenge a parole board decision. What's the history of what constitutes compelling reasons? When has that worked in terms of government appeals of these sorts of decisions?
Well, because we don't hear about them very often, it's hard to answer that question.
Sure.
One would imagine, and I have to speculate here as much as I hate doing it, that your compelling reasons would be community safety, your compelling reasons would be behaviour in prison, your compelling reasons would be the seriousness of the crime. Now, if Lasakis has been as well behaved in prison as every single person, both on and off the record, swears to, then it's going to be very hard to argue that he should still be in there. The man, by all intents and purposes, by the metrics that we set, is rehabilitated, appears to be. How are you going to argue that there's compelling reasons to keep him away from the people of the community, absent the fact of the nature of this crime?
It would be
But how on earth do you rehabilitate someone who's done these things to people?
And that's the question. That's the live question. Our metrics say that he's rehabilitated, but does that mean
it's not like someone who shot someone in a brawl over, some relationship? You shoot some guy because you find out he's sleeping with your wife or
crime
something
of
like
passion.
that. Yeah, or you belt someone in a bar brawl. I'm not making light of any of those things.
It's
this was like creatively screwed up weirdness.
To that end, then, how likely is an argument to be made about the historical significance, the uniqueness of it, and saying, well, the metrics that we have in place to determine rehab don't fit the set of circumstances and the behaviours that we're trying to correct?
And I think that's exactly why it needs to be flown up the flagpole. You hear all the time in court, well, these laws have never been tested. This argument's never been tested. Well, the concept of rehabilitation after serial killing has never been tested as far as we can find in the entire world. So it's time for South Australia to pony up and do it.
Amazing that we're even talking about it, Sean.
Indeed.
Great having you back, mate.
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Great to have you back in the studio. Remarkable reporting. If you haven't read Sean's piece this morning, do so. And of course, as always, check out Just Lawful, the podcast. You can listen to it here on 5AA, or you're everywhere you get podcasts, aren't you?
Absolutely.
All right, good stuff, Sean. Great to have you in. We're going to take a quick break. We'll check traffic and come back with more Undrie Drive-related silliness in just a moment. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by Luba House.
Morning there at Darlington. A Carvey truck crash on the Southern Expressway. It's inbound of the Second Road overpass. Speeds reduced to 40. Very heavy delays back to Panelatinga Road at the moment. A few heavy showers passing through, so look out for slippery conditions on the drive. And we're slow at the moment. South Road at Glandor works near the tram overpass. That'll be pretty slow this morning. Got a camera too. Jetty Road, Largs Bay. Level up your business with the mid-sized Mercedes-Benz Vito van from 58,500 drive away. Visit your local Mercedes-Benz retailer today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi, Brett Ibbott here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. Okay, the end of financial year might be done and dusted, but at Mawson Lakes Mazda, the deals aren't. All makes, models and colours are being cleared, no exceptions. And there's a huge range of locate demos all ready for immediate delivery. Plus, you'll get free on roads, free stamp duty, free 12 months rego and $500 worth of accessories. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Now more than ever, you need an agent who's not just out for a quick sale. You need someone who can stand their ground to ensure you're maximising your home's potential. There's a good reason Toop and Toop is defying market trends and continuing to deliver premium outcomes for its clients. With a history spanning over 40 years and a team of unrivalled experience, Toop and Toop knows what it takes to maximise your results in any selling conditions. Visit toop.com.au to find out more.
Now, this is hugely important. Right now, all of SA is rallying behind local seafood. Even the Premier did his Friday night cook-up, and good on him. Giving a shout-out to Sam Tass. When the leaders shop local, you know you're in the right place.
From garfish and King George whiting to squid, king prawns and blue swimmer crabs, it's all from our pristine SA waters. And this week, don't miss Smoky Bay oysters, open fresh daily, pure cold water flavour at their winter best.
We had some of these a couple of weeks ago. They are superb. And if you want unbeatable value, they still haven't got the memo about inflation at Sam Tass. It's still 4 kilos for $60. Mix and match over 20 premium lines. There's salmon, barra, flathead, salt and pepper squid, Red Emperor, crumbed whiting and more. Perfect for families, entertainers or smart weekly shoppers.
So back SA fishers and oyster farmers, eat better and save money. Factory direct prices open 7 days and still Adelaide's biggest seafood display.
Samtas Seafoods, you'll see me there, and the Premier, 201 Richmond Road, Richmond. Trusted by generations, backed by the best. When you want the best, it is always Samtas.
Is it the best Beechwood home ever made? Possibly, but there's always more to come from Beechwood. Introducing the Caliente, now open for viewing. The Caliente is a multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Taking inspiration from Palm Springs in California, it's definitely a conversation starter. The team at Beechwood can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 to 4:30 p.m. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Local and experienced trade specialists.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
10 minutes to 8. I'm officially nervous. We got the Chief Officer of the MFS, Jeff Swan, in the 5AA Breakfast studio with us. If you want to watch on the Facebook or YouTube live stream. Chief, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
You've got some very heavy-looking kit for me as well that you guys wear around.
We do. I've got one of our firefighting jackets here for you. It's actually the kit that we wear to a structure fire. So it's what keeps our firefighters safe and protected in a fire.
Can I ask you a question about firefighting? Have any of your officers ever cried on the job?
Look,
or killed over from putting the gear on.
We do get some of our firefighters after working in extreme conditions.
What about
we
walking up 5 flights of stairs?
Yeah. No, that's why it's really important that our fitness and everything is maintained so that we don't do that.
Yeah,
so no, that wouldn't happen.
About.
Maybe some of our staff that have secondary employment could suffer with that, but our normal, our firefighters are extremely fit and well prepared.
Can I, in all seriousness, say it's remarkable you guys coming to the party and helping us out for the Undy Drive. We can't thank you enough because we know you've given up time and you've come in here, you've brought the stuff, you've got trucks and so forth, and these are the sorts of contributions that make the Undy Drive possible and make it bigger than just two blokes sitting in a studio talking about Catherine House and Hunt Street Centre. So, in all sincerity, thank you so much for giving up your time and being part of our drive.
It's an absolute pleasure, and look, it really is a team effort from the MFS. We've got some really great people that get involved in a whole range of events and charity events for the community, and that is probably one of the most special things of the MFS. Everyone is community-minded, and they're doing it for the right reasons.
Chief, it's pretty hard to get a job with the MFS. What sort of physical shape do you need to be in? Like, is the physical a big part of the entry exam?
Yeah, look, the physical aptitude test is certainly a really big part of it. So there's two tests. One is the beep test, which is the shuttle run. So that's to a 9.6 standard. So if you compare that to, I think the police use about a 2 standard. No, that's not actually true. They are about a 6 or a 7.
Can you look at someone and just from having a quick squiz at them, like, for example, Will, and go, is this guy up to it?
A little bit of training and Will would be absolutely up to it.
Yeah,
it is,
a little.
And then the aptitude test is really about, just your physical ability to, climb a ladder and carry.
That might be a problem too.
Drag a dummy. No, I'm sure
we're about to find out, I guess, aren't we? We're going to find out together. Can I ask you about the actual job and the people that do this every day? And the risks they take and the work that your officers do. I imagine it's changed over the years as well. You've got you're called on to do probably more things than ever before. We talk about, you guys are there when we talk about the road toll every morning. You guys are probably the first ones that have been there. How has firefighting changed?
Look, it has been a real evolution, certainly over my career, where it's fires are about 50% of our calls now. We go to a lot of road crash rescue, a lot of assist other agencies. So the emergency services as a collective really work really collaboratively. So with the police and the ambulance service and the SES and the CFS, we'll work really closely together to provide a great response for the community. So it really is a big team effort to respond to a range of different emergencies, whether that's a rescue, lots of industrial rescues, so accidents on work sites.
Do you do all the hazmat stuff like spills and things like that as well?
Yeah, we do all of the hazmat and chemical spills.
What about things like, big story the other day, and I was on a Virgin flight and noted the announcement that they made that if anybody had lithium batteries on board in their overhead compartment, they had to keep an eye on their bags, bring the bags out of the cabin and put them at their feet. Has that changed firefighting in the last few years?
Oh, look, that has been a massive change in firefighting, lithium-ion batteries, and we've done a few media campaigns around it in the last couple of years. But just to educate people around the challenges and make sure we don't charge anything in the home, make sure it's in a nice area away from combustibles, not to leave things charged. The biggest issue, though, is people buying incompatible chargers for their device. So they, either put different batteries in or modify a piece of equipment.
Yeah, right.
And using incompatible chargers, which overheats the batteries and then can lead to a fire.
I'm just thinking as you talk about the breadth of responsibilities beyond the literal fighting of fires component. There was a story recently, it was only a footnote in the story that we covered. I think it was largely about ambulance response times, but someone had come to grief in the city, and it was the fireys who were providing CPR there because you guys were there first.
Yep. So, all of our ambulances do carry defibrillators and are all trained in first aid. So we'll provide first aid response to assist the ambulance service when required.
Now, I don't know if the police commissioner heard you, Barb, about the fitness standards there at the police, but he's called in.
I did see his name on the screen there, so that was an intentional, Barb.
Police Commissioner Grant Stevens, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. And Will, I've got to tell you how disappointed I am that you decided to join the fireys and not the cops. But I know you guys don't work very hard, so it's probably a better fit. And given your bad back, I reckon Jeff should have done something different with you. He should have put you on night shift so you could have a good 8 hours sleep in a comfortable bed rather than trying to climb up those stairs.
Oh, you're not going to cop that, are you, Jeff?
Oh, look, there is some element of preparedness that we do go through, so keeping our fireys ready to go. But we'd be really happy if you did join the police because there'd be no doubt you'd come across the fire service after a couple of years anyway because we have a lot of recruits from the police. And just for the Commissioner, how many firefighters do you have, ex-firefighters as police officers, Commissioner?
Well, the concept of actually working for a living really doesn't sit well with fireys, so we don't get too many. And I will point out, one of the pre-entry tests to join a fire is you've got to be able to cook a good roast for your mates on afternoon shift and day shift.
Well, we don't. We only have selected people that do that. We don't need everyone to cook the roast. It's specialist skill sets are really important in the fire service.
You two need a fringe show, you two blokes, like Laurel and Hardy.
Can I just say, with a degree of seriousness, the fireys do an excellent job. On those rare occasions, they're called to do their job.
Commissioner, thank you. The real reason I didn't do this with the police, Commissioner, is you terrify me as a boss. I've seen you give that stare sometimes during interviews, and I think, oh crikey, I'm in danger here.
Yeah,
so I couldn't turn up to work and deal with that.
Now, it's time for the Jack. Good on you, Commissioner. And we'll see you. I hope you've been practising your triangle, Commissioner, because this Friday, it's all happening.
Friday.
Excellent.
Just make sure you got that gun holstered, Commissioner.
Commissioner Grant Stevens, what a skit. That was remarkable. You two blokes are sensational. It's very funny.
In all seriousness, the Commissioner is a fantastic gentleman and a great Commissioner, and we have a great relationship with the police, and we have a huge amount of respect for them.
So Will is now slipping into the gear.
We'll get warm in that fairly quickly.
I won't be cold.
What are those two devices you've got there? One looks like a sort of coal miner's lantern.
Breaker.
break.
He's got one of our GRN radios and one of the torches that
Can
we
you get
utilise.
5AA on the GRN radio?
I don't think we can normally, but I'm sure it could be modified. We can get one of our radio techs to see what they can do.
There's the light. That's presumably for going through smoke or, doing stuff where you can't see.
Yeah, that's correct. So there's a couple of different angles on it, so it can point down or so you can point out.
How much does all this stuff weigh, Chief?
Look, all up, and I would have to just double check with the newer gear, but it's around about 32 kilos when you've got the air set and everything all kitted up, so all booted and spurred.
I've always been practicing by getting a croissant and a flat white passed to him every afternoon in the makeup chair at Channel 7.
But then
juggling a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
So
in addition to that, the fireys, depending on the job, could carry a significant amount of kit. If there's a job into a high-rise building, there's a high-rise pack, so you've got a hose and some other equipment once you get up there. So they could be carrying an extra 10 or 15 kilos as well.
It's a small person.
Yeah, so, and that's why fitness and making sure we get the right people for the fire service is really important.
Well, Chief, thank you for coming in. I don't know if I'll be thanking you in an hour's time, but we'll see how that all goes. The MFS Chief, Jeff Swan, our guest on 5AA Breakfast for the 5AA Only Drive. We're going to take a break. Jeff. Of course, to make it all happen, we need your donations, folks, so get donating now. 5AAOnlyDrive.com.au, Catherine House and Hutt Street Centre. We want some businesses to get involved as well. Get on board. Get a shout out. Give our wonderful charities a little bit of love this morning, and we'll certainly make it worth your while. We'll announce the winner of the tickets too. Every single donation of $10 or more has gone into running to win 5AA locker room tickets. That will be announced very shortly.
With 90% of brain development occurring by age 5, starting learning earlier builds a stronger foundation for life. That's why we're rolling out 3-year-old preschool from 2026. Learn more at flyingstart.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers easing in 15 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Mel Usher.
For the best price, quality and same-day service, trust Complete Windscreens. RAA approved, Main North Road, Prospect.
A mobile phone ban aimed at protecting young children is on the way in SA. The use of personal devices in childcare, long daycare centres and preschools will be banned from next month. Education Minister Blair Boyer says a horrific case of child exploitation interstate has seen the ban fast-tracked.
There was already a position nationally before these events that occurred in Melbourne to move towards a ban. We have done some work to speed that up, but also to make sure there is actually enforcement framework behind it, fines and penalties to providers and the individuals who own centres if they don't comply. I think that's really important.
There's been a jump in the number of serious motorbike crashes on SA roads in recent years. Latest RAA data shows between 2019 and 2023, fatal and serious motorbike accidents increased by 58% compared with the 5 years prior. Charles Mountain says that's despite the fact there's been a drop in the number of full motorbike licence holders.
Really important reminder at the time of year when we know road conditions are challenging, particularly for motorcycle riders, because they're far more vulnerable and more susceptible to weather conditions as well.
There were tributes this morning for Australian singer Cole Joy, who's passed away at 89. He started performing in the late 1950s and had a string of hit singles and was inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame in the 1980s.
See you in the morning at the break of day. Just a little kiss and I'll be on my way. Bye, 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 baby, goodbye.
Concern is growing as the Great Barrier Reef suffers its largest annual decline in coral since monitoring began. The Australian Institute of Marine Science has found coral fell by a quarter between Cape York and Cooktown. Dr Daniela Cesarelli says the most concerning factor is the frequency of marine heat waves.
So whereas in the past we might have seen mass bleaching every 10 to 15 years, now we're seeing it every few years, and since 2016, we've had 2 back-to-back bleaching events, which was never really seen before.
The Clintons have been subpoenaed in the Jeffrey Epstein probe, the US House Oversight Committee seeking depositions with former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton relating to the sex trafficking investigation into Epstein. The depositions are set down for October. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, adding strength, style and safety to your home. Gliderol.com.au.
With everything footy, here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Yes, let's start there. Port Adelaide's players will train this morning at Alberton as they prepare for Saturday night's clash at home against Fremantle. Power coach Ken Hinkley will address the media. It's a quiet day for the Crows, who are hoping to make it 7 straight wins on Sunday against West Coast in Perth. Meantime, Western Bulldogs captain Marcus Bontempelli is expecting an emotional performance from Melbourne. That, of course, is following the sacking of their coach. Bontempelli telling Fox Footy the departure of Goodwin will make the struggling Demons a bit more unpredictable on Sunday.
Caution sort of gets thrown to the wind a little bit, and all of a sudden you see a flare and the opposition teams just sort of take the game on and try and strip back the game from too much complexity and just play with it with a simplicity, and sometimes that can be really hard to defend.
The Dogs must win to keep their hopes of a top 8 finish alive. Let's get to other sport. Adelaide United has announced fan favourite Craig Goodwin will be the club's captain for the upcoming season. Meantime, Sydney FC's longest-serving player, Ryan Grant, has signed a 1-year contract extension. The defender will play a 17th season in Sky Blue through to 2027. In the NBL, Jack McVeigh has signed a 2-year deal with the Cairns Taipans. In the WNBL, the Adelaide Lightning have signed American guard Serena Sundell for the upcoming season. Wallabies hooker Dave Parecki has hung up the boots, announcing his immediate retirement. And the countdown is on to the Beach Volleyball World Championships, which will be held in Adelaide here in November. 2000 Olympic gold medalist Kerry Pottharst will be joined at Rundle Mall this afternoon by the Tourism Minister Zoe Bettison and also the Volleyball Australia CEO to mark exactly 100 days until the tournament begins. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Switch and save on your car service and repairs. Call 1300 Automasters.
Darlington, a car and truck crash causing big delays. It's on the Southern Expressway, just near the Second Road overpass. Speeds reduced, got delays back to Lander Road. Keep it in mind if heading that way today. Heavy showers passing through, super slippery on the drive, and we're quite slow at the moment. South Road at Gland or near the tram overpass. Fair bit of work going on there this morning, so that will be slow pretty well all throughout the day. Only one on camera, Trimmer Parade at Seaton. Amy's helping Aussie drivers with stats on road safety. Search Amy Crash Index. Data source is AAI Limited Motor Insurance Claims nationally, 1224 to 28225. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, 15 today with showers easing, partly cloudy tomorrow 15, partly cloudy Friday 15 and 16 on Saturday. Right now it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Harris Scarf Friends winter sale is on now. Save 40% off full-price cook sets, 40% off full-priced air fryers by Smith & Noble and Healthy Choice, plus 60% off full-priced robot vacuums. Hurry, sale ends soon. Conditions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tyres. Grab 3 Falcon Zeek ZE 310R passenger car tyres and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttyres.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
Now, we all get caught in the daily grind, but luckily you can always count on the Family Cook to take at least one thing off your plate.
Whether you're feeding a family or cooking for one, the Family Cook are masters of meals and delivery. They make sensational family favourites using only the freshest local ingredients.
Now, look, I take my food seriously, and I've got to say I've eaten a whole range of meals from the Family Cook, and they taste like your mum made them. They are so good. Chicken schnitzel with creamy mash and greens, winter lamb stew, a nurturing chicken and vegetable soup, along with more modern dishes like teriyaki chicken, beef madras and satay chicken, and desserts including apple crumble and much, much more.
With large, hearty servings and so much variety, the Family Cook can please everyone from hungry tradies to fussy kids. They're also proudly helping older South Australians with home care packages and sponsors, of course, of this year's Undie Drive. Get your meals delivered fresh or frozen and take the stress out of mealtime. Visit thefamilycook.com.au.
It's not just a dream home. It's next level. Next level for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery means a $4.6 million grand prize in Walkerville. Next level design and furnishings in a single-storey, 4-bedroom masterpiece with incredible indoor and outdoor living, fully landscaped backyard and swimming pool ready for summer. You really need to check it out. Level up and get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Licence M14784.
The news and to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA.
It's a beautiful day. It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
8:08, there are a couple of fire trucks out front of 5AA here in Hindmarsh Square at the moment.
This is seriously entertaining.
It's not a fire, but there may well be an emergency. There they are, if you look on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, because they are here in preparedness, because we are going to recreate climbing from the basement to the roof of the building in all the gear.
And look, for the benefit of those of you who are in your car or listening without access to the live stream, Will has got the MFS T-shirt on. He's got the guns out, looking good, looking buffed, looking a bit like Patrick Swayze in Backdraft there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get the big axe? Are you going to get to swing the axe wheel?
I don't know if I get the big axe.
Is the show going to reach a heady climax with you smashing your way into the studio at 1 minute to 9?
Well, wouldn't that be something?
I might have something that I could use to ignite some papers with.
Yeah, maybe just put the boys to the test. They're all here anyway.
Why not?
Get donating, though, folks. 5AAAndydrive.com.au is the place to go. And the climb will begin very, very shortly. But I think I'm going to go down and get a full briefing down in the truck shortly. We're going to be showing it all on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, so make sure you tune in. And well, look, frankly, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm not even sure I'll be able to complete this challenge.
I hope we don't have a live read at 5 to 9. You might be out of breath, mate.
Yeah.
Well, 7 flights of stairs with 32 kilograms worth of gear.
When I'm not here, I just don't want you to miss opportunities. For example, if the worst were to happen, don't just immediately call emergency service. Say, if we get $500 worth of donations for the Undy Drive, the Fireys will perform CPR on Will.
Don't worry, we'll milk it for all it's worth.
Good. Okay. I'd hate to think we wasted a tragedy like that.
That's right. We might be able to get the ambos involved too.
Exactly right.
So we're going to have you ramped.
Wouldn't that be something?
Use that to raise money. $5 for every minute spent in the car park at the Royal Adelaide Hospital.
We might solve
You might make $1 million.
Hey, congratulations to Carol, who's the winner of the Port tickets. Carol, one of many people who donated $10 or more in the last hour of the program.
And the calendar.
Oh, and the calendar.
Don't forget the calendar.
And the calendar. To 5AAandydrive.com.au. So with randomly in the running, Carol is going to be off to see the excellent Travis Boak farewell that's going to take place for this weekend and next week. All right, let's go breaking at 8.
Well, the state government's announced this morning that it's going to introduce a ban on the use of personal mobile phones and other mobile devices in all childcare centres, early years services, and it's all about strengthening the safety of kids in light of the horror that emerged from Victoria. The one good thing, if you can even use the word good in this context, to emerge from that absolute outrage is that it seems to have actually woken up the authorities as to the need to do a hell of a lot more to keep our kids safe. Blair Boyer is the Education Minister, and he's joining us now for Breaking at 8. Minister, good morning. This is it's not only a good move, it looks like a pretty quick move. It's coming in September, yeah?
As we can here, I wanted us to be first out of the blocks, and we will be, along with Victoria, to have the personal device ban in place. It'll mean from the 1st of September, all those centres that are going to be covered in South Australia, and there'll be about 900, must have a policy. And then from about the 26th of that month, enforcement starts, including spot checks by the regulator and some pretty steep fines up to $50,000 if they don't comply.
So how will the ban actually work, Minister? Because I'm sure that, you know, these people working in these centres, they're all adults. They might have, I don't know, like an elderly relative who's unwell. They might have to be in touch with their own kids who might be at school, and, you know, your kid gets gastro or something. You get a call from the sick room. Will they still be able to have a designated period where they can actually check their phones during the working day?
Yes, as long as they're not essentially on shift and responsible for children, and that's only if they are not. If they are on duty, so to speak, and they're responsible for the care of kids in long daycare or preschool, the phone must be away in a locker or in their bag. If there are those kind of circumstances you mentioned around, you know, having a sick loved one or something like that, they can get an exemption from the director of their service to be reachable on that day, but it has to be approved by that director. It's not carte blanche, and they can't just do it whenever they want.
So in a way, this is almost like the adult version of what you've done in schools, isn't it?
It is. That's often the way I describe it too. It is the adult version of the mobile phone ban from high schools. It essentially works exactly the same way, and it will also include personal devices, which are smartwatches, which might include a camera, because I understand there are some of those on the market now that actually have a camera, so you could use that to covertly record things. So this personal device ban will cover that as well.
Are there any other measures that are on the horizon that have arisen out of the Victorian case that the state government's looking at too?
Yes, there are. There's a few. One is a national register of workers, so a database essentially of those working in these settings, so that you can, as an employer and as a regulator, you can check to see a bit of their history about where they've been working. We know from this person who did this, heinous stuff in Victoria, that he worked at a lot of different centres, and that seems to be the pattern. Sometimes they try to jump across state borders and get access that way, so I register so we can keep better track. More CCTV is certainly being looked at as well. And I think there'll probably be a pretty decent conversation that's already kicked off around ratios of staff as well. It's important, I think, to remember, none of this stuff, unfortunately, is a silver bullet. None of it by itself will necessarily stop someone who's prepared to do the things that happened in Melbourne, but I think altogether it'll really reduce risk, and I think will give parents more confidence when they're dropping their kids off in the morning.
Can I just say one thing? There's a bit of a reflective comment on how society can get screwed up on account of the miscreants, that the minority of miscreants that inhabit it. One thing I like as a parent is we have an app called Seesaw through our school, yes. And you'd be familiar with that, I'm sure, as a parent and as a minister too, Blair. But often during the day, I'll get an email from Seesaw saying, this is what Sam's been doing today, and they'll send a video of him giving a speech, or one of, Charlie's done some art, and you get pictures of him proudly holding up the art. That's a digitally driven educational moment. It's a moment that, as a parent, that makes you feel proud. Are things like that kind of imperiled by the world that we now inhabit?
That's a really great example. I was thinking of that this morning because I remember, like it was yesterday, when my now 11-year-old was dropped off for the first time at childcare. She was upset. I was upset. I remember driving away thinking, what have I done here? And then later in the day, got a photo through, I think it was Seesaw, from the community childcare centre showing what a great time she was having. And that was brilliant. And I don't want to deprive parents of that. So that kind of thing can still happen, but there has to be a centre-approved device that is looked after by the director, no personal devices. But yes, you're absolutely right. I think this kind of stuff brings into peril, as you said, the upside of digital technology as well. And that's actually a great example of where it can be really good and great for parents too, which is disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like these days at school sport, if you whip your camera out to take a picture of your kid, you want to make sure that you're nice and tight on the angle, and that you don't look like you're taking a group photograph. It's a sad state of affairs, I reckon.
It is a sad state of affairs. I totally agree. And the horrible thing is that, like this person in Melbourne, I mean, they are experts at finding the gaps in systems. It's what they do. Whether it's moving centres routinely, being out of shot of CCTV, ingratiating themselves with parents. They're masters at that. Often you hear about, we thought he was such a good person, he was lovely to us. That's all part of the grooming process these people do, so they're not under suspicion. It is shocking stuff, but unfortunately that's what we're trying to protect ourselves against.
Education Minister Blair Boyer, thanks for joining us this morning.
It's sad, isn't it? I'm glad you asked that question about the potential positive use of technology in those environments. I'm glad they thought about it and they've got an answer for it too.
Yeah, I was reassured.
That feels like a really good solution.
Yeah, it does.
You have one that belongs to... It's hard to misuse something that belongs to the centre.
Yeah,
that's everyone's got access to.
Well, if it's done in an open environment where there's other workers there, then I've got no issue with that as a parent. A lot of parents do though. I mean, because with things like you'd know with TV. When the media gets footage of a school, like, they might even do it today. They might want footage. I'm sure you will want footage of a childcare centre.
Yeah.
You often see those letters home. Do you consent to your children being in this? And a lot of people say no.
Yeah. We're going to check traffic, and then we're going to have a very quick break, and then I'm going to disappear. In fact, let's look at Fuel Watch first, because we've got some Fuel Watch information that's just come through. It's better to be a member with RAA Road Service. The mobile Shoto Park Commercial Road $1.57.5 is as cheap as you'll find it. The range is pretty big today. The Shell OTR St Mary's is at $1.79.9, for example. And then you've got, in fact, the best, and I've just spotted a better one, the United Flinders Park Grange Road is $1.56.9, so that's as good as you're going to find it. Diesel is, relatively speaking, pretty good. The Liberty Port Adelaide St Vincent Street East is the best at $1.67.5. The Caltex Clemsig OG Road $1.69.9 is pretty good as well. Now, I'm going to go in a moment and prove why it's so hard to be a fireman. Okay? I think I'm going to do them a great deal of good.
Where's your mum?
She must be around here. She's in the building, I think.
Oh, excellent.
She's taking over after the break.
Fantastic. Eve Goodings on debut on 5AA.
I'm as scared for you as I am for me.
We now have 3/5 of the Goodings family working at 5AA.
What did Jono say?
You just got to get Sam and your sister in.
When there's no budget, bring in a Goodings, I think was what he said. Let's check traffic, and I'll leave you to it. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof, designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House.
Morning there at Darlington. A Carvey truck crash on the Southern Expressway inbound to the Seacombe Road overpass. Speed reduced to 40. Really heavy delays back to Landed Road. Gillis Plains, a breakdown on North East Road near Wandana Avenue, seeing delays inbound, and a few passing showers make it pretty slippy for the drive-in. Take it nice and easy this morning. Cameras, East Terrace, Henley Beach and Upper Sturt Road at Upper Sturt. Get the Ford Ranger you really want with great offers on select models from Ford Finance. Ford Finance issued by Angle Auto Finance. Australian credit licence 530731. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Travis Boak gave everything that he had. His dedication, his discipline, his sacrifice, his professionalism was at another level. His leadership and commitment, he should be congratulated for that each and every game he played for Port Adelaide, because that's what he did.
Great football, even better bloke.
The 5AA Sports Show.
Just one thing missing on his resume. We know what that is. It's a flag.
Weekdays from 4 p.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Deliver more with Toyota, the world's #1 forklift brand. Choose from a great range including pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts, right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. It's all part of the Toyota Forklift Advantage. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au. Get a Toyota forklift.
50 scorching summers. 50 freezing winters. And only one Morford Air helped us through it all. Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company, Morford Air, has kept South Australians cool and warm for over 50 years. That's half a century of comfort. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfordair.com.au.
Morford.
The state government is building a bigger health system with new services making healthcare more accessible than ever, particularly for younger South Australians. One of those is the Child and Adolescent Virtual Urgent Care Service. To tell us more, I'm joined by Gabby McCormick, Nurse Unit Manager for the service. G'day, Gabby.
Hi, Leith.
Can you tell us about the new service and who it's designed for?
Sure. So the Women's and Children's Child and Adolescent Virtual Urgent Care Service is for children and young people aged from 6 months up to 18 years. It connects parents with a virtual team of highly trained paediatric emergency doctors, nurses and mental health clinicians. It's for urgent but non-life-threatening concerns and includes support for mental health.
So families can access a range of care options. Can you give us a sense of what can be seen?
Certainly. We see everything from fevers and rashes to sprains, ear pain, minor head knocks, and yes, mental health concerns too. All you need is a device with a camera and microphone, like a phone or a tablet, and you can speak directly with our team 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
It sounds like a massive help for busy families, especially those in the regional areas.
Absolutely. Parents in rural or remote communities can get expert advice quickly without needing to travel long distances. It's helping reduce pressure on our emergency departments while giving families peace of mind.
Gabby, thank you. Really important work that's being done across our state. To find out more about what's happening in your area, visit biggerhealthsystem.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Austrac Campers winter sale won't last. Massive savings across the range, plus a free generator and 95 litre fridge with any hybrid caravan. Conditions apply. Visit austraccampers.com.au.
Austrac Campers.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
5AA breakfast. David Penberthy and Will's mum.
What about that, Eve? You've even got your own promo, David Penberthy and Will's mum. It is David Penberthy and Will's mum at 8:23 here in High Square, 5AA. Eve Goodings, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I don't like this.
What?
Camera stuff on me.
Yeah, oh, this is the live stream. It's gone all high tech now.
Oh, good. Nice. The microphone's in my face. I love it.
We're going to cross to your son shortly, Eve. But can I just ask you, as a mother, how do you feel about the fact that your son is wearing 32 kilograms worth of firefighting equipment?
Not happy with Jono at all. Do you know poor Will has got such a bad back that, the other thing I was thinking when I was driving here, why isn't Jono doing something?
Well, he's a firefighter in his spare time.
Yeah,
as well.
I know, but why haven't we challenged him with something?
That is a really good point. That is an excellent point, Eve. We've got 2 days to go.
Yeah, let's come up with something for Jono.
Well, the thing is that there are some ideas that are vetoed. In all seriousness, in the planning of this year's Undie Drive, there was a serious discussion about whether SAPOL would agree to us having Tom Wren put on all the protective gear and then be attacked by a police dog. Seriously.
That would have been so good.
But HR stepped in and said, no, that's
Aren't they the most boring people,
they
HR
are.
people?
They're all stick in the muds.
They are really a pain. That would have been really funny. Sorry, Tommy, but I think that would have been very funny.
Tom would have been all up for it. Well, look, we're going to cross out now to catch up with Will because he's donning the gear. I'm not sure if he's fully dressed.
Look at him. I'm ready to go.
Look at your son,
wow. Oh, my God. Hey, Will, you look pretty good in that.
I feel pretty good in it, I've got to say. I was nervous before, but now I just want to rescue someone. I'm just waiting for something to go wrong.
You've always been an actor.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I've got I don't know what any of this stuff does, but I'm ready to use it.
Well, let's see you go up the stairs and how long you last before you're out of breath.
I can't rescue anyone beyond a 5-metre radius, but
he can't actually move.
Have a look at this thing on my back. Like a Ghostbuster. Hang on, I think I've dropped out.
Yeah, no, you've gone really weird.
Oh, no.
He's back.
I can hear. I'm back. I think I might have just my enthusiasm knocked things out.
Again.
Yeah. We've got the oxygen tank, we've got the gas mask. I've got the chief here to guide me through the whole thing.
Hi, Chief. You'll be talking to me if he gets hurt.
My mother's threatening you, Chief.
Okay. I'll take that seriously.
I would be a little bit concerned. So what am I wearing here? What do we got on? What's the critical gear?
You're wearing the normal firefighting gear, which is our protective equipment that keeps you safe in a fire. But you're also wearing breathing apparatus on your back. That's the cylinder on your back. Then the mask that'll go on your face, so that if we go into a toxic atmosphere, we're going to put that on and keep us safe. We won't wear that going up the stairwell initially because we'd normally don that in clean air just before, because depending on how hard we're working, I'm suspecting you're going to be working pretty hard, we'll only have about 20 minutes of air.
This is a radio station, so it is quite by definition a toxic atmosphere. So that's probably a good thing that I've got that in place.
We've also got an axe and a hooligan tool in case we have to break into a door when we get there, because we'll have something to rescue. So we've got some breaking gear to actually make entry.
A hooligan tool?
A hooligan tool, that's correct.
Can I ask where it got its name from?
Well, that's a very good question, and I'm sure it was from the designers, but I don't know. But they've been a standard piece of our kit now for many years, and they're a great tool for breaking into a doorway or making entry.
Oh, I'm glad you explained that, because I thought it was for use during sort of European football qualifiers or something or other. But all right, well, I think I'll throw it back to you guys in the studio. Sounds like you're having fun in there. I've got some stairs to climb.
Good on you, Will.
Good on
luck.
you, Will.
The hooligan tool.
I reckon it comes from the Westies of Sydney.
Yeah,
Western
maybe.
suburbs.
Well, you're a Westie, aren't you?
Yeah,
Eve?
Irish.
You're from Canley Vale, aren't you?
Do you mind? Yes, don't say it like that. It's Canley Vale.
Canley Vale.
Between Fairfield and Cabramatta.
That is a pretty gritty part of Sydney.
I have a T-shirt. I survived the West.
Oh, really?
Of Sydney, yeah.
Big Polish community there, because that's where your people are originally from.
Yes, definitely. Mum and Dad are both Poles.
Excellent. Now, I know that because every World Cup comes in wearing his Polish soccer kit, Polska. How good's this? We love the fact that so many people organically get behind the Undy Drive. And yesterday, we noticed a sign up on Anzac Highway outside the wonderful Highway Hotel there on the corner of Marion Road and Anzac Highway, where the pub's own sign has been changed to read, "Let's get behind 5AA's Undy Drive. They need our help." Well, indeed we do. For the Hutt Street Centre and Catherine House. Christine McAuliffe from the Highways on the line now. Hey, Christine, we can't thank you enough for doing that. We're really touched when we realised what you'd done.
That's okay, guys. We're happy to help out.
So, look, just in terms of the sign, we were actually wondering whether you would be happy. Hang on, I've got Will in my ear. Will is in my ear, sorry. I've just, you might want to unplug him in case he says anything untoward. Sorry, Christine, are you there?
That's okay. Yes, I'm here.
How would you feel about us auctioning off your sign for a day?
We would love it, actually. We can do it for more than a day. We're happy for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so they can have it for the whole weekend.
So anyone who wants to write a dedication of love or possibly even...
Yeah, they can do a marriage proposal. They can do a birthday. They could advertise their business within reason, of course.
Yeah.
You don't need all the other hotels advertising on our sign.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're not going to put up a plug for Peter Hurley's Marion Hotel or anything like that on it.
Probably not, no. But it's all for a good cause, so maybe we might even consider it.
I like it.
Well, I was just saying, Christine, I've got a long association with the Highway because we had our 1985 Marion High School social there.
Oh, well, there you go, in the old function room.
Yeah, and there was a wonderful 60-40 band playing. It was a cracking night.
Oh, Christine, don't start him. He'll start singing those songs and stuff.
So, look, Christine, thanks to the generosity of the Highway, we're going to throw it over to our listeners and to businesses. The highest bidder by 9 o'clock today, the highest bidder will, through your generosity, be able to put up pretty much anything they want, no expletives, on the Highway sign for 3 days.
Exactly. This Friday, Saturday and Sunday, they can have whatever they like on our sign, and we're happy to advertise for a great cause.
Hey, look, that is so kind of you, Christine. Thank you so much. So hop to it, Adelaide, get donating, and head into the Highway for a great meal and a pint. We'll be back, Eve, after the 8:30 news break.
We will.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers easing in 15 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Chipped windscreen. RAA approved repairer Complete Windscreens repairs it from just $99. Find the big red koala.
There's been a police chase from Flinders Park to Port Adelaide. Senior Constable Kimberly Broad says a driver refused to pull over for patrols shortly before 1 this morning.
We followed the vehicle through back streets into Findon out onto Port Road. The vehicle's tyres were eventually spiked on Grand Junction Road as it was heading towards Port Adelaide, and it came to a stop on Commercial Road where the driver was arrested.
The 43-year-old man from Smithfield Plains has been charged with engaging in a police pursuit and unrelated theft matters. He's been bailed to front court next month. A new mobile phone ban will be introduced in SA within weeks. The use of personal devices in early years services will be off limits in the wake of a shocking child exploitation case interstate. Education Minister Blair Boyer says the ban will take effect in childcare, long daycare centres and preschools from next month.
From the 1st of September, those services are going to be required to have a policy in place banning the use of personal devices from staff. And then by the end of September, spot checks will start from our independent regulator, the Education Standards Board, and quite significant fines will be in place for those centres that don't comply.
Singer Cole Joy has passed away at the age of 89. Born Colin Jacobson, he was a local pioneer of rock and roll. Aussie singer Little Patty will miss her lifelong friend.
The last year or so, I tried to make him laugh, remembering the funny things that we'd shared together. But we shared his music, we shared the person. He was just a remarkable man.
The Productivity Commission is urging governments to harness artificial intelligence to spark growth, even if it costs jobs. An interim report finding AI will add more than $116 billion to economic activity in the next decade. Commissioner Julie Abramson says we're already utilising the tech, so it's worth using it to our advantage.
Making sure that we can have the benefits of AI as it's introduced into the workplace, and also ensure that we have the right frameworks in place by concentrating on what the potential harms might be.
The final report into the Titan submersible disaster has found the loss of life was preventable and multiple factors led to the implosion. The document is damning when it comes to boss OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, who also perished in the 2023 tragedy. And from Doctor Who to the Star Wars universe, British actor Matt Smith, who was the 11th Time Lord, is headed to a galaxy far, far away. He's joined the cast of Lucasfilm's Star Wars Starfighter. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Colours, custom design, any house, any style. Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Port Adelaide Chairman David Koch says the club will look to honour retiring legend Travis Boak as he counts down towards the end of his career. Boak announced yesterday this season would be his last. There's an opportunity for 3 more games for Boak, including 2 at home. Koch telling David and Will they will appropriately farewell him and the outgoing coach, Ken Hinkley.
It's all going to be about Trav and also paying tribute and respect to Ken as well.
Still on football, AFL great James Hird considers Melbourne a few years away from playing finals as they begin their search for a new senior coach.
I think as you heard Brad Green talk about and the fact that they've got a finals list, they've got a demographic that's age-wise, but I just don't think they have the young talent and the ability to move the ball. It's going to take 2 or 3 years to get them back to a top end of the finals, maybe a couple to get into the bottom end of the finals.
Hird ruling himself out of the running to replace Simon Goodwin, who was sacked this week after 9 years in charge. And the Brisbane Lions will be without 2-time Brownlow medalist Lachie Neale for the rest of the home and away season with a quad injury. Well, Super Netball has published figures from its record-breaking season. The regular season and grand final broke records for both attendance and broadcast audience figures. It was Australia's most attended women's sporting competition for a second consecutive year. It's a milestone day for our winter athletes with 6 months to go until the Winter Olympics in Italy. And in some tennis news, Clara Towson has breezed through the first set in her quarterfinal clash. That's against American Madison Keys at the Canadian Open, taking it 6-1. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Switch and save on your car service and repairs. Call 1300 Automasters.
At Darlington, delays clearing from an earlier car and truck crash on the Southern Expressway inbound of the Seacombe Road overpass. Anglevale, another truck and car collision there. Heathcliff Road near Bressington Drive. Gillis Plains, a breakdown on North East Road near Wandana Avenue, seeing quite heavy delays inbound. And we're slow for work South Road at Glandore, doing works on the tram overpass at the moment. Cameras Bow Road, Ethelston and Jetty Road, Larks Bay. A section of South Road will be closed this weekend between Cross Road and Anzac Highway. Detours will be in place. Learn more at tgsp.sa.gov.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, 15 today with showers easing, partly cloudy tomorrow 15, Friday partly cloudy 15 and 16 on Saturday. Right now it's 10 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Direct from sellout tours across the world, the Simon and Garfunkel story returns to Australia. Featuring all their classic hits in a moving and powerful show.
Within the sound of silence.
Don't miss the Simon and Garfunkel story. 2 shows, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m, Norwood Concert Hall, Wednesday, August 20. Book now at Ticketek.
Doing day-to-day things online has made our lives easier. Paying bills, shopping, banking. It all makes perfect sense to do online. But what doesn't make sense is doing your will online. It's fraught with potential problems and can leave a mess behind. From the simplest to the most complex wills and estate plans, Donlan Lawyers can answer your questions and help carry out your final wishes properly. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com, Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
At Holistic Care SA, care is just the beginning. They focus on building capacity, helping people with disability develop the skills, support and confidence they need for independent living.
Holistic Care SA helps our clients make sense of their NDIS plans, understand your options, and connect with the right services, not just the available ones. But sometimes doing the simple things and getting out of the house is all that's needed. Every Thursday, Holly enjoys inviting clients to participate in group activities and excursions. These might include, pizza and a movie, 10-pin bowling, strawberry picking. Oh, I'd like to do that. And various arts and crafts.
You are nailing this, Eve. For a friendly chat about support with independent living or social group activities, visit holisticcaresa.com.au. Because
G'day, it's Ben from BJ Energy. Lately I've had a lot of people Federal Battery Rebate. What it is, how it works, and whether they're eligible. At BJ Energy, we've done the homework. Our job is to help you make the most of the rebate while it's still around. So if you're thinking about solar or a home battery, or just have any questions about the Federal Battery Rebate, it's easy to get in touch with us. No sales pitch, just straight answers. Visit bjenergy.com.au. That's bjenergy.com.au.
Hi, Daniel Talley here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Put simply, we buy homes. We don't charge fees, there's no advertising costs or commissions, none of that. We just make the process of selling your home easy. So if you're looking to downsize and have a home built before the 90s, we'll be able to help you save time, money and the effort it takes to sell. Thinking of downsizing? Visit home.com.au. That's HAUME.com.au.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
5AA Breakfast, David Penberthy and Eve Goodings.
Look at me.
Welcome back. It's 8:39. I am here with the wonderful Eve Goodings. We now have 60% of the Goodings family represented at 5AA. We just need to get your other son and your daughter in here, Eve.
That's right. And then we'll buy the place.
Full takeover.
It would be good if we had the money.
You've done a bit of radio yourself, haven't you?
Loved it. I used to travel up to Mount Barker and do a program called Evie and Lee, and a great mate of mine, and we just loved it. And we used to do 8 full stories in 2 hours.
Seriously?
Yeah, we really did.
Was it music as well, or was it just talk?
Yeah, we loved music. And what we used to do is compare it it would like be a backano to the story that we did.
Okay.
So it would have to be marrying up to that story, what the music was.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
And I actually ended up hearing so many songs I'd never heard before because Lee's taste was totally different to mine.
Yeah, how much fun?
And it was great. It was really, really good. And we used to podcast it. We can still find it somewhere.
You're pioneers.
We were, because it was some time ago before it was a trend. And I even edited up my own shows with Lee.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Should we check in on your son's welfare?
Oh, my goodness. Has he done anything yet?
We're about to find out. Will, can you hear us? Where are you?
Yeah, I can hear you. I almost died of exhaustion while listening to Mum's Spruiker old radio program. I kid you not, fair dinkum, if you crossed down 2 minutes earlier, I nearly stabbed myself with the hooligan tool. I dropped it while we were standing here waiting. So that's been taken off me. So we're going to get to that in just a moment. I feel absolutely ridiculous. Every time I look at the chief here, I think he looks like he's cast in a Hollywood movie to save people from buildings. I've never seen such a picture of confidence and calm. Have you ever had to rescue a fellow fireman, Chief? Because you might have to do it today.
No, I've never had to rescue a fellow fireman. We've trained for it a lot, but I've never actually had to do it. So I hope not to do it today.
Well, I don't know how eventful first day goes. We've got 201 and 205 either side of us here, and you can see if we pan up with the camera, that device that's going up into the air, the cherry picker style device, is going to contain me very shortly. I've been told. Unfortunately. Well, that too. Unfortunately, the weather's improved enough that we're going up. So we might start the climb because this isn't getting any lighter, this stuff. So I'm going to pass this over and let's get into it, shall we?
Oh, my goodness gracious. Are you serious?
All the colours just drained out of Eve's face. folks. Because you were under the impression, were you not, as was I, that because of the rain that Will wasn't going up in the bucket.
Yeah, no, that was exactly... I'm going to get Jono.
You can't stop it now. They're going into the building, into the lifts, and
great start.
About to head down the stairs.
Here we go.
Oh, he's still got
There's
that.
no stairs yet, and I'm already puffing. Is that a bad sign?
Is that an axe in your hand?
Might be the hooligan tool.
All right. Saving myself for the stair climb component of this. 5AA security. We can't...
Godspeed.
Get through the doors. All right, here we go.
Godspeed,
stair
Will.
climb time.
Well, swallow hard, Eve, because we're going to lose contact with your son while he's in the stairwell.
Well, I think it'll be done in about one more stair.
Oh, Chief, something's come off. Something's come off.
He's dropped something.
All right. Out of breath already.
Oh, almost at the top.
He's halfway up the first flight of stairs. Five more to go.
Look at the colour of his face. It's already red.
He's pretty fit, though, isn't he?
He is fit, but it's not about carrying all this stuff.
It is heavy, isn't it? All the different
That's like carrying another
bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's about 32 kilograms.
Yeah.
Lucky we don't have too many high rises in Adelaide.
And you know what? Climbing stairs is harder than just treadmilling and all that. Yeah, he's out of breath already.
We might need a cherry picker to take me down.
He just did that come through? What he just said? Yeah, he might actually need the cherry picker to take him down.
It does 10 mils on it.
Well, look, while Will continues with the walk, we are going to talk now to our next guest, Matt, who many of you will know, particularly given that he has become the Crows' lucky charm. Every time Matt Summer has played the saxophone this year at Adelaide Crows home games, the Crows have won. He missed the Geelong game. Maybe he was the difference that night with the Cats coming back in the second quarter. But, Matt, it's great to have you on the show again, mate. How good was last Friday first?
Oh, how good. I was so stressed that first quarter. I was sitting in the stands and I was very I was looking, trying to cancel my grand final accommodation and, and then, quickly got back on in the last half. But, no, it's great. It's great to see them. And that's a real, sort of a win that you want to see going into finals for sure.
You've little faith giving up after one quarter,
I know,
Matt.
Eve, I'm sorry, but, I
should apologise.
I will, and don't worry. I'm happy to always admit when I was wrong, and I was definitely wrong.
That's okay. So listen, how much is going to cost us, or the footy, to get you over for the finals?
Look, I would almost, I'd almost just give up playing if they meant that they could win the premiership. That's all that really matters. But yeah, hopefully, we can get over there for the finals, and if we get 2 home finals, I reckon that's a better chance of me hopefully getting to be able to play. But yeah, we got one more week to go, so we'll get through that first.
Hey, Matt, isn't the problem though that because the AFL, not the clubs, runs the finals, that you probably wouldn't be able to do it because it's a Crows thing, not an AFL thing?
Yeah,
we can sneak him in.
Correct. Andrew Dillon, I think, was at the showdown, so I'm hoping that especially for the home finals, that they let Crows have their usual pre-game with myself and the drummers that played beforehand. But it is an AFL thing. So yes, correctly, technically, that still needs to be sort of signed off. But I'm pretty confident that we should hopefully figure out a way.
That sounds great. Yeah. A bit of breaking news. Hey Matt, now obviously the Undy Drive is on this week, and the reason we've got you on. And we're so excited about this. Would you be prepared to be part of the police band ensemble that we're putting together this Friday, playing an as yet undisclosed tune to raise money for the Undy Drive?
Oh, look, I would love to be a part of it, and it's so nice to actually get an opportunity to be a part of such a good band. And I was saying to Jono, the producer, about the police band are seriously talented musicians, so I'm pretty nervous about this.
I wouldn't be nervous if I was you, especially John. I mean, Matt, you've been playing in front of about 50,000 people. Before that, what was your biggest crowd?
I've been pretty lucky. I've done a fair bit of work in Darwin with one of my groups that I had, and we got to play in front of 6,000 people at one of the festivals up there. That was pretty nerve-wracking, but look, generally most places, if you get, 100 or a few hundred people at a pub or a bar, that's sort of the standard for a muso. So yeah, it's pretty lucky to be part of the Crows pre-game and have so many people, cheering along and loving the music before the first bounce.
Well, we're loving having you, so thank you, Matt.
Are we ever, Matt? And it's going to be great to meet you face-to-face on Friday, mate. Thank you so much for agreeing. We'll see you here Friday morning. Matt Summer, the Crows' lucky charm and saxophonist. The good news, Eve, is your son is safe and sound and has made it to the top of the Nova building here in Homo Square. You can tell from the panting.
Oh, bless him. He can barely talk.
I've got a newfound appreciation for what these guys do. I got to the top and I said to the chief, I can't imagine actually having to do anything at this point. Like, imagine having to put out a fire. I'm stuffed. That said, no need for the hose. I'd shake my head and just sweat all over it. I think that'd probably put it out. The other thing is, Chief didn't even raise a sweat. No,
definitely raise a sweat.
I don't know.
It's hard work and it's been a few years.
It was unbelievable. It is. There's a lot of gear. It's heavy. It's remarkable work you do. And that said, it would all be worth it for saving something worthwhile. But look what they put up here. It's a picture of the bloody pandas. I would have gone out to breakfast instead. Unbelievable. That's just ridiculous. We're going to make our way back down again, I think, and then I'm going up even higher in just a moment. So I trust you guys are having fun, and we're going to go back down again. I'm not looking forward to this.
Oh, mate. Well done. What about that?
What I want to do is grab that and frame it. I'm going to frame it,
put it in
and
his
I'm
room.
going to take it to his house, and I'm going to put it on the wall.
So now he's on the roof. He's going to come back down, and he's going to be in the bucket on the actual truck.
Oh, geez, is he good with heights?
We said before. I don't know. What was he like as a boy? Did he do adventure sports?
Coward.
He was a coward.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Did he ever do rock climbing?
No.
Was there a school adventure program?
We went to Disneyland. He was the only one that wouldn't go on some of the rides.
He did have that terrible mishap on the zipper that time, didn't he? Do you know about that?
Oh,
Went with Alison on a
him
date.
and Ali, and it flipped or opened something.
Amazing they had kids after
get
that.
over it. Come on.
He did himself a terrible mischief.
Well, yeah, but Disneyland, safe as anything, and we're going on all these rides. Not Will, down there.
He's probably sitting in the car park reading The Economist or something like that.
Well, he was Prime Minister in Year 6 at primary school.
The die was cast.
Yeah, it was already there.
Hey, it's 8:50 Eve. We're going to be back after a short break, and we will watch Will in the appliance soaring to dizzy heights, all in the name of the Undy Drive.
Morning there at Angle Vale, a truck v car collision on Heathleap Road near Bressington Drive. Elizabeth Vale, another collision, Main North Road near John Rice Avenue. See some big delays through there at the moment. And got a breakdown to look out for this morning at Gillis Plains. It's on North East Road near Montana Avenue. Seeing delays inbound through there at the moment. Early morning cameras, Grange Road, Seaton and Onkaparinga Valley Road at Oakbank. Support Ronald McDonald House Charities and help keep families with ill or injured children together when they need it most. Visit rmhc.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, we, the Lynn Andrews team, have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, we specialise in people, helping to make life easier for investors and tenants. Everyone is treated with empathy and respect. It's the way we do business. It's the Lynn Andrews way. For residential and commercial property management, we're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
Now, there's something special, Eve, about starting your journey in a Mercedes-Benz SUV.
I would like one. For a limited time at Mercedes-Benz Adelaide and Unley, Gray, are you listening? You can save from $10,000 on a select GLE model and from $15,000 on select GLS models with complimentary delivery fee across the SUV range.
I like that sneaky listing, Graham. With spacious interiors, advanced driving technology and unmistakable presence, Mercedes-Benz SUVs are built for every kind of journey.
Oh, and I can book a test drive with the friendly team at Mercedes-Benz Adelaide and Unley and start my SUV journey today on a select GLE and GLS model, again with complimentary delivery fee. See, terms and conditions apply though.
Well done, Eve.
A new battery rebate is here, and it's a game changer. The Cheaper Home Batteries program with NRG Solar makes smart storage more affordable than ever. Eligible homes and small businesses can save thousands, and households could slash power bills by up to 90% with a solar and battery combo. NRG Solar will guide you through and lock in the rebate before the masses catch on. Head to nrgsolar.com.au or call 1300 858 160. Don't wait. The smart move is to act now.
There was this huge spider.
Really silly place for a letterbox.
Seriously, there were cows all over the road.
At FIVEAA Panel Services, we've heard it all. But the one thing we hear often is, when will my car be ready? In most cases, we can start work straight away, thanks to our state-of-the-art workshop and highly skilled team. Ask your insurance company for FIVEAA Panel Services. With over 45 years' experience, we'll get you back on the road sooner. FIVEAApanel.com.au.
It's game on at Hyundai with offers on new and demonstrator models. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today.
5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Eve Goodings.
Welcome back. It's 8:53 a.m. on the 5AA Breakfast Show. I'm here with my excellent new co-host, Will Goodings' mum, Eve. There's been a coup. Will is out and Eve is in, and she's off to a flying start.
I'm here for ageism.
Flying the flag.
Flying the flag for all women of age.
That's right. Great to have you here. We're going to cross back to Will lovely. Now to see how your lad is going there. Will, how are you, mate? You are you in the appliance? Are you in the bucket?
No, I'm just getting in the harness, which is it's a heavy enough harness that makes me realise we're in real peril. It's not one of those sort of muck around. We're doing it just for show harnesses. So we're going to get on board now.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
He's the father of child, you know.
The Chief's here. The Chief, one of these hasn't fallen over for ages, has it?
Oh, no, we haven't lost one for quite a few months now.
Oh, that's good.
Quite a few months.
That's promising.
How much are you raising for this?
Stacks of money.
Better be. This is my child's life here.
All right. Now, how do I click on?
I'll click yours on, or Andy will.
All right, here we go. Where's the camera? There we go. You know, it's a nice bit of rain out here at the moment, too. It's actually cooling me off. It's excellent. Should I hold the camera? All right, I got camera mode happening here.
Good luck, mate.
All right, thank you. Up we go.
Little prayer for you, honey.
All right. Oh, hang on, we're on the move. All right, here we go.
Whirring into
action. A very
action.
experienced operator here with Miss Station Officer Care. A newly promoted station officer. It's only the second time he's used this piece of kit, but
how'd the first time
very
go?
Experienced operator, but he's a new station officer and one of our amazing staff.
We're coming up to about almost level 3, which is Nova.
So we're going to be able to see them out the window.
Maybe.
How cool is this?
You can almost hear the secret sound. Oh, there's morning's host Graham Goodings.
Oh, great.
This is hilarious. He's going to pop up in the window.
I'm going to do a bit of a panoramic for you. Look at that. Oh, hell, we're getting really high now. This is starting to get serious.
Oh,
here they come.
Hang on.
There, Will.
Can they see us? Can they see us in the studio?
I can't quite see you through the window.
Hold on.
They can't see because we've got the frosted glass for the sunrise.
They would be in that window right there.
Yeah. We're waving at you.
I'm going to put a light on.
There's Graham Goodings. If he hasn't prepared well for his show, this is why. He's taking photos out the balcony. Damo, our tech.
Any good? Can you see the light?
Oh, yeah, we can see the light.
We can see the light.
It's like the world's lamest concert. Oh, my God. Chief, how high does this thing go?
This is actually one of our newer ones, and they're a couple of metres taller than the previous one. So, Mr. Care, these a 37 or a 39? 45 metre ladder.
45 metre. So that is the building there, at the very roof of Nova Entertainment. Okay, over here's the Mantra Hotel. Hindmarsh Square now is way down there.
Playtime's over.
Oh, boy.
What's trickier, getting it up or getting it down?
Well,
As the actress said to the...
Yeah, I just thought I'd give that one a wide berth.
Dave, they all got it.
Will was labouring the point.
I wonder if we can see the iPhone on the stick.
Will.
It's not there.
Look at how high it is.
It might have blown away.
We're
almost. So we look at the tallest buildings in Adelaide now, and they don't look that far off. That is I had no idea you could get this high. Hang on, I'm almost going to lose the camera. Imagine if I dropped it.
It's a pity we can't quite see the hills face from here because we've got a great view across the cityscape.
How does that make you for people with vertigo?
Dizzy.
Oh boy,
very dizzy.
Don't need vertigo. I wouldn't do it, Will.
Hey, well done, guys. Well done, and big thanks to the MFS, Jeff, to you, Chief. Big round of applause from us here.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. Now, we've got Paul Barton from Sky City, who is the head of food and beverage, just to wrap things up today for the show, because, Eve, we announced yesterday that the excellent Guardsman coffee down at the railway station, they are giving away coffees before 11 a.m. today. All proceeds from coffees sold there will go straight to the Undy Drive. Paul, we can't thank you enough, mate. It's a terrific act on your part.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, it's something we've been sort of behind for a few years now. You know, it's a really important initiative you guys have put together. So, you know, we're more than happy to support it. So, yeah, hopefully we get some more people down between 7 and 11 today, and we can get as much as we can into you guys to help out.
Well, the weather's certainly making it enticing to come down to see you, to grab that hot cup of coffee and helping a very,
it looks
very
pretty
good
ordinary.
cause.
Good on you, Paul. Thank you so much. Paul Barton from Sky City, head of food and beverage. Now, Eve, you said goodbye to your son. You now get to say hello to your husband because he's in the he's in the production booth.
Thanks for letting me come into here, Gray, today with your idea of taking half an hour, and it took me 45 minutes and a palpitating heart, but we got here.
Did he give you dud driving instructions?
Told me, you know what? Seriously, the man. I said, what's the name of the street? I don't know. You just turned before Pulteney. And then I said, what about, is it Curry Street? And he goes, no, you go around that square, whatever that hurdle thing is down there, and then you turn down that street. I said, is that Weymouth? I don't know, just go around there. I said, all right. Well, how much time should I allow?
This is why I never allow you to town.
Half an hour.
You should have stayed home.
Well, you should have told me the right time, you silly old bugger.
Well, you don't drive through red lights.
I did not drive through a red light.
In a major first for the 5AA Breakfast Show, a live on-air domestic.
See, I don't allow for putting on makeup when I come into work.
Well, you know what? You get rung first thing in the morning, and, you know, I'm not a young woman. And what do? I can't come in not made up. Mind you, look how I look. Hair looks... It's not good.
I'm speechless.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good because you're going to talk for the next 3 hours.
I am so sad that we're out of time because this could have gone on all morning. Eve, lovely to see you again. I always love our catch-ups.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, you're a lot of fun.
Grand final will be our next one.
Oh, yeah, hopefully.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
We should do this again sometime. We should actually.
Yeah, just move Will out.
Well, I think he's got a bit of... He's got like a few days off, unscheduled days off coming up.
Has he?
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'd do it.
But we should do it.
I will do it.
I'm clearly not very good at anchoring.
Make sure Craig doesn't hear any of this.
No, let's take this offline. It's 9:01. We're running late.
Otherwise,
let's go to the news because Graham will be late, and then there will be another domestic.